Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 OpenAI automation and how you can connect it with Pabbly Connect and integrate OpenAI with different applications. So we all know that OpenAI is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps you in generating human-like content and images. And everybody, right from a student to a business personnel, everybody is using OpenAI these days. So without any further delay, let's understand how you can actually integrate OpenAI with different applications. Thereby, you can create articles, you can generate social media posts and captions, you can here write marketing emails or generate images and text, or you can write blogs and etc. So how can you do all these automations yourself without using any technical expertise? So I'm going to share the step-by-step guide with you. So let me take you to my screen and let's begin. In this video, we are going to understand how to use OpenAI inside Pabbly Connect. So we all know that OpenAI is a renowned application which can really help us in creating content. Like if you want to generate articles or blog with the help of certain titles, you want to automatically reply to the different comments that you receive on social media platforms, or you wish to summarize a given content. Now everything can be done using OpenAI, and how can you connect it with Pabbly Connect and then integrate with different applications? This is what I'm going to show you in this particular video. So let me take you to my screen. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can use OpenAI inside Pabbly Connect. Now, we all know that OpenAI is a well-known application for the creation of the GPT-3 model, which is a powerful deep learning model available for producing human-like tests. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you certain examples how you can use OpenAI inside Pabbly Connect. So let's say that we are using OpenAI to create certain blogs. So you have got certain titles in your Google Sheet or any other spreadsheet. Now with the help of those titles, you want to create a description like a blog or an article. How can you do that? So here I have already created this integration where first I'm scheduling it. Once I've scheduled it, so here is my Google Sheet. So I have connected this, and here I have selected the spreadsheet. So let me show you the spreadsheet. So this is the spreadsheet that I have created. So these are the different titles, and now what do I want? That with these blog titles, a description or content should be created. So taking you back to Pabbly Connect. So once this is done, here we can see that we have received our response in array format, and then we had chosen another action application by Pabbly, which is a feature by Pabbly actually, Iterator, where we have segregated our information row-wise. So once this is done, now I'm going to choose my action step, and this time the application would be OpenAI. So let's look for OpenAI. Here it is. And the action event here would be to generate content. Let's click on connect. So once this is done, Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account. Now to set up this connection, we are going to click on add new connection, and here we need this token. So let me show you this. So this is how your website appears. You have to go to API. So here we can see that you can build next generation applications with OpenAI's powerful models. And now here on the right hand side, you can see the option login. Let's click on this. So once we have logged in, here we have reached the dashboard of this application. Taking you back to Pabbly Connect, here it is asking me for a token to set up this connection. Now, since we have already logged in, we can click on this hyperlink. As soon as we do that, here you can see that we have the tab create new secret key. So let's click on this. So as soon as we do that, the API key has been generated. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here, and then click on save to set up this connection. So here we can see that OpenAI is now connected with Pabbly Connect. Now we have to fill in this information. So we have to select the AI model, prompt, maximum token, sampling type, value, presence penalty, frequency penalty, stop sequence, etc. To understand what is this, I'm going to take you back to OpenAI, and here let's click on this playground. So let's have a clear understanding of the working of OpenAI here. So as the name suggests, this is literally the most interesting part. Let me show you how. So to see the magic, I'm going to write a blog on the title. Let's say the title is positive thinking. Okay, now as soon as I do that and click on submit, here you can see that it is automatically generating human-like text. So it is writing a blog for me. Now, isn't that amazing? So here we have a beautiful blog on positive thinking. Now, my thing is, how has it generated this, and can we change the length of the blog? To understand this, let's come to the right hand side where we have the settings. So first we have the mode, and then we have the model. So here you have different models. We are going to go with text the Vinci002. Why? Because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. It can perform any task the other GPT-3 models can, and it can process up to 4,000 tokens per request, which means that 4,000 characters can be produced. Then we have the temperature. Basically, this controls the randomness. So if I take this scroll towards 0, which means that I can get repetitive content. If I take it towards 1, this means that I'll get absolutely unique content. So it depends what do you want. So let's say that I'm going to select this 272. Now the maximum length. Maximum length basically means that the numbers of tokens it is going to generate. So let's say that you just wish to reply to the comments that you have received on YouTube in a line or two. So you can select the maximum length to 256 or 300. If you wish to write an article or the blog, then you can select it up to 4,000. So let's select the maximum length as 256. Okay, 256 characters. Then the stop sequence. Now the stop sequence is absolutely important, because the moment you put a stop sequence, your API will stop generating further tokens, which means it will stop generating more write-up. And here the stop sequence would be /# You can select your own stop sequence. Now the frequency penalty, top penalty and presence penalty. Basically, it controls diversity. Here, the frequency penalty can be anything between 0 and 1. It decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim. And the presence penalty is that it increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topic. Then I'm going to select it as 0 only. Then we have the best of. So here you can go up to best of 10. So you will get 3 or 4 outcomes depending on how many you have selected, and within that you can select the best one. So once this is over, you have one more thing, which is view code. The moment I click on this, here you can see prompt. Now this is absolutely important. Prompt is anything that is written above the content produced. So this is your prompt. Understood? Taking you back to Pabbly Connect. Here we are going to fill in this information. So first of all, the AI model. So it has already been selected by the system. Now the prompt. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to write a blog on, and then I'm going to write the title here. To get this title, I'm going to go to step 3 and I'm going to map this information. So I'm going to select life is what you make it. So once this is done, then the maximum tokens. So here I had selected 256. So I'm going to select the same, and then the select sampling type. So here you have got two options, nuclear sampling and temperature sampling. So since we need randomness, I'm going to select temperature sampling. Then the sampling value. So you can select the sampling value anything between 0 to 1. If you do not write anything here, it will automatically take the default value, which is 0.7. Again, the same case is with presence penalty and frequency penalty. So you can enter the presence penalty value between -2 to 2. The default value is 0. Similarly, frequency penalty, the range is -2 to 2. The default value is 0. Then we have the stop sequence. So what have we written here? /##. And then the best of. Let's say I want to select best of 3. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. Here you can see that we have received the API response. So basically this is our model and this is the text that we have received. This is our blog. Isn't that fantabulous? So basically this means that our integration process is a success. So once I have received this blog, what I can do is I can add another action step where I would choose Google Sheet as my action application and I would update the cell value with this information. Now let's say that you have got a YouTube channel where you have uploaded different videos, and every time there's a comment that is received on that particular video, you want automatically to generate a reply. Now for this, I have again set up this trigger application as YouTube. The event is new comment on a video. So here I'm going to show you the channel. So this is my channel, and here I have uploaded the last video as business automation process. So this is the last video that was uploaded. So as I open this, here you can see that there is a comment which is, "This is really helpful, thank you." So what I want is automatically a reply should be generated to this comment. Taking you back to Pabbly Connect. So here, as soon as I selected this, so it has captured the name of the channel, and then I had selected the video, and when I click on save and send test request, so it has given me the comment. So what is my objective? My objective is to automatically receive a reply and then send it to YouTube. So here I'm going to choose the same application, which is OpenAI, and here I'm going to select the action event as generate content. Let's click on connect. So again, I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection. And then here, see, the model has been selected. Now again, you can select the prompt. So I'm going to write the prompt as, so my prompt would be write a reply to the comment. Then we have to map the comment. So I'm going to go to step 1, and here is my comment. So once done, the maximum tokens. So I want to generate a short reply, so I'm going to make it 256. Then the sampling type, so the temperature sampling, this is what I'm going to select. Then comes the sampling value, so I'm going to leave it blank and it will take the default value, which is 0.7, and the stop sequence is backslash and hashtag, right? Let's say that it is best of 5, and I'm going to click on save and send test request. So as soon as we have done that, here is our response. Here is the text, "You're welcome." So this is an auto reply. Isn't that amazing? So this is how you can connect OpenAI inside Pabbly Connect. So here it can help you in generating different content. You can write blogs, you can write articles, then you can write descriptive paragraphs. Here you can also reply to your comments on social media platforms. So basically it is literally going to help you a lot. I hope this video was helpful. So you can find certain videos on how you can integrate OpenAI with Pabbly Connect for different objectives. All those videos are there in the description box. I hope this video was helpful. If in case you wish to work on some particular integration, you can always write to us.
Hey everyone, in this video you will learn how you can create content for your social media posts automatically using an artificial intelligence tool called as OpenAI. Okay. So we are going to connect a few applications here, and we are going to set up an automation by which you just have to enter the details of the post that you want to create in a spreadsheet like in Google Sheets, and after that the content of the social media post will be automatically generated and will be automatically posted on your social media platforms just like Facebook, and you don't have to do anything manually. So it will save you a ton of time and it will boost your online presence as well. So we are going to set up this without any coding very easily. So let's begin. So guys, we are using Pabbly Connect, which is an automation tool to set up this automation, and this is the landing page of Pabbly, and I have pasted the link in the description. From here, you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account and you will get free automation tasks every month to test and set up your automation. So you can just sign up right now, and after that you have to sign in and you will reach this dashboard of Pabbly Connect application. Okay. And from here you have to click on this create workflow button to set up the workflow. And here you can give a suitable name to your workflow as well. So I'm giving the name here. So I have given the name here as create social media posts automatically. And now I'm going to click on this create button and the workflow page will load up here in front of me like this. And here you will find these two things, guys, the trigger and the action. So with the help of these two things, we can set up this whole automation. So the trigger is that event which is going to start this workflow, and the action would be the consequence or the response towards the trigger event. Okay. So here guys, it is asking to choose your application. So here we are going to choose that application in which the trigger event is going to occur. So in our use case guys, we want that whenever I add these kind of details in my spreadsheet, like the caption or the title of the post and the social media platform's name, the workflow should trigger and start working and generate content for me. Okay. So Google Sheets would be our trigger application. So search for Google Sheets here. Okay. And the trigger event would be new or updated spreadsheet row. Okay. So like this. And it will give you this webhook URL. So with the help of this, you can make a connection with Google Sheets. And after that, you can capture the data from Google Sheets and bring it here in this workflow. So guys, these are the instructions written here. You can read these steps below to make this connection with Google Sheets. Let me show you directly how you can do that. So guys, first of all, I'm going to open my spreadsheet here in a new incognito window. So if you are also using multiple Google accounts in the same browser, you should also open your spreadsheet here in incognito mode to make the connection properly. Okay, now guys, here you have to click on extensions, and from this add-ons, click on get add-ons. And from this Google Workspace Marketplace window, you have to install an add-on which is called Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Okay. So you can see I have already installed it. And after installing this, you need to refresh your spreadsheet. This is an important step. All right. And after refreshing, when you click on extensions, you will find this Pabbly Connect Webhooks option available here in the drop down. And from here, click on initial setup. And here you will find these two fields, the webhook URL field and the trigger column field. So in this webhook URL field, you have to paste the URL that you got from your workflow. And in the trigger column, you have to enter the name of the final data entry column that you have in this spreadsheet. So guys, final data entry column means, let me show you. Here you can see I have these three columns, A, B, and C. Okay. Now I am filling the details starting from column A. So I'll fill the post caption or the title, then I'll fill the social media platform's name. And as I'm going to enter the data here in this column, I want that the workflow should run. Okay, so B column is my trigger column. Okay, and after generating the content will be updated here. That will happen later on in the next steps of automation. Okay, so here, let me click on extensions. Pabbly Connect Webhooks, initial setup. All right, and here the trigger column is B. So B is already written, and let me erase this field. Okay, and here let's copy our new URL that we got here, the webhook URL of our workflow. Let me just copy this and paste this URL here like this. Okay, right. And here you can see guys, in the workflow, as I have copied the URL, it started showing waiting for the webhook connections response. This means guys, now you have to bring some test data here in this workflow from your spreadsheet. Okay, so to bring the test data here, you just have to click here on this send test button under this initial setup. So when you click on send test, the data of the first row that you have will be sent to your workflow as the test data. Okay. So let me click on send test here. And here you can see test data sent successfully is written here. Let's check our workflow if we got the data captured. And here you can see guys, we got the data captured and it is showing the spreadsheet's name, the trigger column's name. And here you can see the social media platform and the caption, everything is here. Now you can go back and click on submit here in this initial setup. Okay, then close this window, and from extensions you have to come to Pabbly Connect Webhooks option one more time, and from here click on this send on event option as well. So when you click on send on event, what will happen whenever you are going to add any new row here, the workflow will trigger. Okay, so we are done making this connection. After this guys, we want to generate the content using OpenAI application. So we are going to connect OpenAI here in this action window. So search for OpenAI. And after this, you have to connect, you have to select the action event now. Okay, so the action event would be generate content. Okay, select this option, then click on connect here. And from this window, select add new connection. And here it is asking for the API key of OpenAI application. Okay, so you will find this key from the OpenAI API keys page. Let me show you that. So guys, this is the OpenAI dashboard, and here I'm going to click on this profile icon, and from here you will find this view API keys option, and when you click on it, you will find the API keys right here, and you can generate a new key by clicking on this create new key. Okay, this is the key that we want. Just copy it and you can paste it here and then click on save, and you will be connected with OpenAI, right? And here it is asking to select the artificial intelligence model. So OpenAI have different AI models to generate content. So I'm going to use this text DaVinci 002 model. So this is the mostly used model. Okay, and it will give you accurate results. So use this only. And here it is asking for the prompt. Okay, so guys, prompt is like a command to OpenAI. Okay, and with the help of this command, the OpenAI application generates things for you. So guys, you can learn about the prompts from the documentation of OpenAI, and let me show you how you can give a prompt. So I am giving the prompt here as, so I have given this small prompt. I have written write an article for social media platforms like, and here after like, I'm going to place the social media platform which I have got from my spreadsheet. The name of my platform was Facebook, and I have captured the data here in this first tab, and I'm going to map this social media platform label from this first tab to this tab like this. Let me show you. After like, you just have to put your cursor. Okay, and the previous tab will appear here in the drop down, and when you click on it, you will find all the data here only. So from here, map this social media platform label. Okay, and that's how you can map the data, right? So guys, we are mapping this data here because whenever you are going to enter the details here, the platform's name can change. Okay, so as you change the name here, the labels are going to be updated here and new names will be placed here. Okay, and in the article topic, I'm going to map the topic from the spreadsheet from this post caption / title label. Okay, just map it. So this will be the topic of the article, and this will be the platform. Here it is asking maximum number of tokens or words that you want to generate. So the default value is 256. So I'm filling here 300. Let's say I want an article, a small article of 300 words. And here it is asking for the sampling type. So it uses sampling technology for generating the content. So generally we use temperature sampling option here, which is the default option. Here you have to provide the sampling value between 0 to 1. So the default value is 0.7. Let me put here 0.8. Okay. You can leave these penalty options blank. And here it is asking for the stop sequence. So stop sequence is the sequence which is going to tell OpenAI when to stop, and you can provide the sequence like this. You can see the example /n or /hashtag, whatever you want. So I'm just putting here /hashtag. Okay, and here it is asking best of. So it generates best of completion server sites and returns the best. Okay, so when you select best of 2, it will give you best of 2. I'm selecting best of 3 here. Right, now you can click on save and send test request button, and it will start working and generate a test article for you in front of you. And here you can see, guys, we have received this response, and in this choices 0 text label, you can see and read the generated text. You can see, are you looking for ways to automate your software development process? If so, you're in the luck. There are a number of different ways to automate your software development, and we have compiled a list of some ideas. And actually, the title of the post is this: latest software automation ideas. And very appropriately, OpenAI have generated an article for us. Okay, you can see. It has given us the list of the latest ideas of automation. Okay. Now guys, after generating the article, I want to share it on Facebook, but not only article, I want to share an image with this article also. So to generate an image, I'm going to use Switchboard Canvas application. Okay, so Switchboard Canvas is an image creation and designing tool. So just click here on this plus icon, and here I am going to search for Switchboard Canvas. And the action event would be create image. Then click on connect. From here select add new connection, and here it is asking for the API key of Switchboard Canvas application. So you can find the key like this. This is my Switchboard Canvas, and let me open the templates page. This is my templates page, and here we have this view your API key button. Let me just refresh the page again. So by clicking on this view your API key, you can get the key. So I'm just going to copy this post type API key. Just click on copy and paste it here in this field. And then click on save, and you will be connected with Switchboard Canvas. Okay, so we are connected, and here it is asking for to select the template's name. So guys, to create images, you need to create images using this automation, you need to have some image templates inside Switchboard Canvas. So guys, image templates are the templates by which you can generate multiple images. Okay, so this is the template I have created for social media posts. You can see the name. All right, and here guys, in this template you can see this text box is a variable thing. So we can change this text box with every new image we are creating. So I'm going to select this template. So the name of my template is social media posts. So here you can see the list of all the image templates you have. From here I'm selecting this one, and here it is asking for the width and the height of the image that you want to generate. So you can just see the width and the height from here, from Switchboard Canvas. 1919 is the width and this is the height. Let me just enter the same data here. So the data we are entering here manually is going to remain static as it is. Okay, this is not going to change. And here it is asking for the image and the title, post title. So guys, here you can see we have two variables here. You can change the background image and change this this text box as well, the data of the text box. So guys, we are going to just change this text. I do not want to change the background. If you want to change it, you can change it. Okay, so I'm just going to map this text here. So I'm going to map the data from the previous step, and here you can see we have received the OpenAI generated content like this. But guys, this content is quite long, so I'm going to cut this content a bit shorter so that I can just place a snippet of my content in my image post. Okay, for that I'm just going to click here on this plus icon in between these two steps, before switchboard step, and another action step will open up here. And here I am going to search for text formatter feature of Pabbly Connect. Search for text formatter. And here in this action events list, you will find an action event which is called truncate. So truncate shortens the given string and adds ellipses at the end of string. Okay, so select this option, truncate, then click on connect here. So guys, here it is asking which text you want to truncate. So in this text label, I am going to map this choices 0 text label. Okay, so here just click on this text field, and from this previous step map this label. Okay, and I want to cut this whole text shorter to 100 words. So here it is asking what maximum length you want, so I'm going to put 100, and I do not want to skip any characters, and yes, I want to end this string with ellipsis. So ellipsis means you can add 3 dots at the end, or you can write something. If the truncated text gives you an uncompleted sentence, it is better to end the sentences with ellipsis. So I'm just going to put here 3 dots, and I'm going to put read full article from the caption. Okay, so it will make it clear to the audience what we want to do. Okay, now click on save and send test request, and you will get the shorter version of the article that you have generated using OpenAI. And here you can see we got this 100-word string. Are you looking for ways to automate your software development? Dash dash dot 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 read full article from the caption. Now this will enter here in the image in this post title field. Just click here. Okay, so it is not showing the previous steps now because we have added one more step after this step previous in here. Okay, so this means you need to refresh this connection now with switchboard canvas. To refresh the connection, you just have to click on connected one more time, and from here keep this existing connection option selected and click on save again, and the connection will be refreshed like this. And when you click here now, it will show you the previous steps, and from this last text formatted step, map this result label. Okay, now click on save and send test request button, and an image will be generated for your social media using switchboard canvas. Here you can see guys, we got the image generated. Let me open this image for you. Okay, so you can see the image, the text is, are you looking for ways to automate your software development? And a new image is created with the help of this template. Okay, so we got the post, we got the post image. Now it is time to share it on social media. So just click here on this plus icon and connect any of your social media platforms. For example, I'm going to show you Facebook pages, but here you can connect with Twitter, connect with LinkedIn, connect with Instagram or any other. Okay, so I'm just going to search for Facebook pages. Okay, and the action event would be create page post. Then click on connect. From here select add new connection, then click on connect with Facebook pages. And I have already logged in Facebook, so it might bring you to the login window first. And here you can see it is asking me to continue. Yes, this is me. Okay, and you can see we are getting connected now. Okay, so we are connected, and here it is asking for the page's name. So the name of my page is this, Pabbly Tech. Okay, and I have many pages here, so it is asking to select the page. So this is my pages list. I'm going to search for Pabbly Tech from here and select it. And after that, you can see the pages are access token is filled, and this is the message field. So here you have to enter the message or the post or the article that you want to share on Facebook page. So I'm going to map the article from OpenAI step. So I'm going to map this full article here, and in this link URL, I'm going to attach the image URL that we got from switchboard canvas application, the previous step. Okay, so this is the image URL. Now you can check your connection with your page by clicking on save and send test request button, and a new post will be created here. So this was the last post we have, a video post. Let me click on save and send test request here and see if a new post is published from my Facebook page or not. So here you can see guys, in this response, a post ID got generated here. Let's check in Facebook page if we got a new post. I am refreshing my page guys. And here you can see guys, we got a new post published just now, and the caption is, are you looking for ways to automate your software development? And you can see the whole article is here, and the same image that we have generated is also here. Okay, so this is how it is going to work guys. Our automation is working fine. And last but not the least, if you want to update the generated text here in your spreadsheet, you can do that also. For that, you just have to click here on this plus icon, and from the section step, search for Google Sheets. Okay, and in the action event, we are going to select update cell value option. Update cell value, select it, click on connect. And from here, you can select your saved connections by selecting existing connection option. And from this connections list, you can see any of your saved connections, and then you have to click on save one more time and you will be connected again. Okay, and here it is asking for the spreadsheet's name. So the name of my spreadsheet is this, social media post. So you have to select the sheet's name from this given list, and then the sheet name will be auto populated here. You can see because I have only one sheet here in the spreadsheet named as sheet 1, and it is showing up here. And here it is asking in which range you want to update the data. So to find the range, you can see I want to update this cell. So when you select this cell in this name box, you will see C2. C2 means column C, row number 2. Okay, this is the range. So guys, here I am going to put capital C and after that I am going to map the row value from the first tab. You can see in the trigger we got this row index label here from the spreadsheet and it is showing 2. So I am going to map this row index label here after C in this tab. Okay, from this first tab. So we are mapping the row index here because whenever the row is going to be updated, the row value here will also be updated. C2 becomes C3, then C4, then C5, then C6. So as the row is going to be added here, the row index will change and the row index label will change here as well, and right cell will be updated every time this workflow executes. Okay, and what value you want to update here? I want to update the generated text. So the generated text you will find here from the OpenAI step. Just map this data here in this value field, then click on save and send test request, and the same content will be updated here in this cell. Let me show you. I have clicked on save and send test request, guys. This is the response we have received. Let's see in the spreadsheet. Okay, and here you can see, guys, we have received the data here. Okay, so you can just wrap this text or pin this, clip this text as well. Okay, like this. So guys, we are done setting up this automation, and you have to set up this automation only once. After that, you don't have to do anything manually in the workflow. After that, whenever you are going to add any new row here in your spreadsheet, the data will be generated out of OpenAI and Switchboard Canvas and will be shared to your Facebook page or any other social media platform automatically, and the workflow is going to work in the background. All right, and you can use this workflow as well, as I'm going to paste the link of the same workflow in the description, and you can clone it in your own free Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation instantly.
In this video, we are going to see how to write a marketing email in seconds using OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps you in creating human-like content. So here I wish to create marketing emails. So let's say that every time I add a new title in my spreadsheet, here we have taken the example of a Google Sheet, then automatically with the help of OpenAI, an email is generated, and now the same email is updated as a cell value in the same Google Sheet. So how can you do this? For this, we will have to set up some integration between the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here your trigger application would be Google Sheet, and your action applications first would be OpenAI and then it would be Google Sheet. Now how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of the software. Now on the right hand side, you can see two options: sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply click on the sign in tab. If you are a new user, then click on this tab, sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So you can explore the entire software. Now I'm going to click on sign in as I'm an existing user here. And here we have reached all applications page since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect software. So I'm going to click on access now. Now here we have reached the dashboard of this application. Again, on the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. So I'm going to click on this. And now here a dialog box has appeared which is asking me to name this workflow. Now here my objective is to write a marketing email in seconds using artificial intelligence. So I'm going to name it as write a marketing email in seconds using OpenAI. Let's click on create. And here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens and action is do this. Basically, action here is the response of our trigger application. So in this integration, I want that every time a marketing email title is added in my spreadsheet, here we have taken the example of a Google Sheet, then automatically with the help of OpenAI, a marketing email should be generated. So here my trigger application would be Google Sheets. And now the triggered event. So this is the event that will make my workflow start. So here it would be new or updated spreadsheet row. So once we have done that, so here you can see that we have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting Pabbly Connect and Google Sheets. So I'm going to copy this, and now to set up this connection, first I'm going to take you to my Google Sheet that I've created. So here the name of the spreadsheet is marketing email titles. The name of the sheet is sheet 1 here. I have got two columns. One is titles and another one is email. Now let's say that I have taken the example product launch of new organic hair mask. So as soon as this is mentioned here, as soon as I write it here, automatically my objective is that a marketing email should be generated here. So now to set up the connection, I'm going to take you to extensions. Let's go to add-ons, get add-ons. And here we have reached Google Workspace Marketplace. In this marketplace, we are going to look for the application Pabbly Connect webhooks. Let's click on this. And here you can see that this has already been installed on my system. So you have to get it installed, and once done, you are supposed to close this window and don't forget to refresh the page. So once we have refreshed it, I'm going to wait for the few seconds, and then I'm going to go back to extensions, and here you would be able to see Pabbly Connect webhooks, and then we are going to go to initial setup. So here you can see that the name of the sheet has already been captured by the system, and now this webhook URL that we had just copied, I'm going to paste this over here. Once done, it is asking me for the trigger column. Now trigger column is the final data column on which the data is added. So it is going to be A. Why? Because the data is added in column A. So I'm going to write A, click on send test. As soon as I do that, here you can see that the test data has been sent successfully. Now I'm going to click on submit. So here you can see that the configuration is all set. Now I'm going to close this window, and I'm going to take you back to extensions and then Pabbly Connect webhooks. Why? Because here we have to make sure that the send on event has been checked so that every time the workflow runs, a response can be shared. So I'm going to click on this to get it checked. Once done, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the response, and here it is. So what is the trigger column? A. Then this is the title. Then we have the name of the spreadsheet ID, sheet name, sheet ID, and the row index. So once we have received this information, now what do I want? That a marketing email should be generated for this title. So I'm going to choose my next action application as OpenAI. Let's click on this. And here the action event would be to generate content. I'm going to click on connect. Now here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account, and to set up this connection, I'm going to click on add new connection. And we need a token. Basically this is an API key, and it is saying that first you have to log into your account, and then we can click on this hyperlink to receive the same. So this is my OpenAI website. We know that OpenAI is an extremely powerful artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps in creating human-like content. It can generate text as well as images. Now to log in, first I'll have to go to API, and here we can see that we have got login option here. It also says that you can build next generation application with OpenAI's powerful models. So now I'm going to click on login. And here we have reached the dashboard of this application. So once we have logged in, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and click on this hyperlink. So I'm going to click on this hyperlink. And here you can see it is written create new secret key. So I'm going to click on this, and an API key has been generated. So I'm going to copy this, take you back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. So once done, let's click on save. So here we can see that OpenAI is now connected with Pabbly Connect, and Pabbly Connect can now access the information. And now we have to fill in this information. But before we do that, I'm going to take you back to OpenAI, and here I'm going to show you the various features it has. So I'm here directly going to take you to Playground. And as per the name, this is an extremely interesting space where you can create content, generate content just like a piece of cake. Let me show you how. Write a story of a bird. So when I say write a story of a bird, and as soon as I click on submit, let me show you the miracle. So here it has automatically started generating a story. Now the length of the story will depend on the number of tokens you have selected. Now to understand all these features, let's come here, and here you can see that it has got different modes, and then we have got different models. So here we use Text DaVinci 003. Why? Because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. It can perform any task the other GPT-3 models can, often with higher quality, longer output and better instruction following. And it can process up to 4,000 tokens per request. So when we say 4,000 tokens, so one token is equals to 4 basic English words. Now once this is done, temperature, basically this controls randomness. So as the temperature approaches 0, the model will become deterministic and repetitive, and as the temperature approaches 1, then it is going to produce random responses. Now comes the maximum length. So it can be anywhere between 200 and 500 for generating an email, and if you wish to have a longer email, you can do the same. Now here we have to provide the stop sequence. So stop sequence stops generating further tokens. So the moment you put the stop sequence, so this API will stop generating further tokens. So here I'm going to go ahead with // and single hashtag. You can create your own stop sequence. So once this is done, then we have the top P, and then we have frequency penalty. Basically this decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim, and presence penalty increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. Then we have the best of. Basically it can generate multiple completion server side, and it can display only the best. So here you can go up to 10, and if I say that I'm selecting 3, it means that it's going to provide 3 responses, and then it is going to show us the best one. And once this is done, then I'm going to click on view code to explain you what is a prompt. So a prompt is the instruction that we provide. So anything which is written here, this is your instruction, and post that you have got your content. So I'm going to now go back to Pabbly Connect, and here we are going to fill in this information. So first of all, the AI model, so it is going to be Text DaVinci 003. Now the prompt. So what is my objective? My objective is to write a marketing mail. So here I'm going to write a marketing email for. Now here I'm going to provide the topic, the title of the marketing email. So I'm going to map this information, and how do we do that? So as I click on this, it is going to show me the previous step. I'm going to click on this, and here this is the title. So write a marketing email for the product launch. So I'm going to add for the product launch of new organic hair mask. So this is my prompt. Now the maximum number of tokens. So here I want it to be 250. So it depends on how long do you want your mail to be. Then once this is done, select sampling type. So here we have got 2 options, nucleus sampling and temperature sampling. I'm going to select temperature sampling. Then the sampling value, presence penalty and frequency penalty. So here I'm going to go ahead with the default values. So 0.7 is a default value for sampling value, 0 is a default value for presence penalty and frequency penalty. And here we have to enter the stop sequence, which is // single hashtag. So once this is done, best of, how many do we want? 3. Okay, so once we are done with this, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here we can see that we have received the API response. Let's check the response that we have received here. So this is our email that we have just received. So isn't that amazing that you can create content in a flash of a second? This is your email. So once we have received this, now I want that this Google Sheet that we had created, I'm going to update the cell value here. So going back to Pabbly Connect, I'm going to add another action step over here, and we are going to choose the same application, which is Google Sheets. So here I'm going to look for Google Sheets. Here it is. And now the action event here would be to update cell value. Here it is. Let's click on connect. So here I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection. And here we can see that Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect are again connected. And now we have to map this information. So first of all, we have to select the name of the spreadsheet. So it is already there, marketing email titles. It has also captured the name of the sheet. Now here we have to mention the range, and we have to mention the range in this format: column name and row index. So this is the column name, which is B. So I'm going to write B here. And now the index. For the row index, I'm going to go to step 1, and this here is the row index. So once we have done this, now the value, for this value, I'm going to go to step 2, and let's look for the text here. Here is the text, so this is the value. So once we have mapped this, now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So as soon as we have done that, here we have received the API response, which basically means that now our sheet must be updated with the text. So now I'm going to go to the Google Sheet that we have created, and here you can see that yes, our email is now a part of our spreadsheet. So this basically means that our integration process is a success, but we also need to check this in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write another title. Let's say new flavor of Maggi is launched. Okay, now let's say this is the title. As soon as I click on enter, what will happen? Automatically, with the help of OpenAI, first of all, the email would be generated, and then this email would become a part of this sheet. And here you can see that yes, our email is now a part of our Google Sheet. Subject line: introducing the new flavor of Maggi spicy tomato. And then we have the entire mail here. Now, isn't that fantabulous? So all the content writers here who have to spend a lot of time in writing the content, this is definitely a boon for us. So here we can see that our integration is a perfect success. Now, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here our trigger application is Google Sheets, where the event was new or updated spreadsheet row. First action application was OpenAI, where we had generated content, and our final action application was Google Sheets, where we had updated the cell value. I hope this is crystal clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the description box of the video. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if there is any specific integration that you wish to work on, then you can always write to us.
In this video, I'll show you how to write articles in bulk automatically. So this is the spreadsheet with the name Daily Blog Writing Sheet. And here I have added a list of few articles, and you will see that how the articles will be updated automatically into this specific folder. And not even that, the link for the same articles will be even updated automatically into this particular column. I just have to enable this particular setting, that is send all event, and you will see the magic that how the blogs will be start generating automatically and will be automatically added into this specific folder. Well, the blogs are already started generating, and if I'll come back to my spreadsheet, you will see the magic once again. The links for the same are also updated automatically. So you must be thinking that how did I manage to do that? Well, I was able to generate the articles with the help of OpenAI application, which is an amazing AI research and deployment company using which one can perform various kind of artificial intelligence task, or you can say the content generation task. And then I have connected my spreadsheet with OpenAI and Google Docs application, or you can say Google Drive application, with the help of an automation software. This is how I was able to create this automation, or I was able to generate the article. So this is the software Pabbly Connect, via which I have connected these applications and created the automation. It is an amazing integration and automation software, and you can also reach here by typing pabbly.com/connect. I will also dash this link into my description box. And if you are a new user of Pabbly Connect, of course you'll have to sign up for free, and in the free account you will also get free tasks to test these kinds of amazing automation. I'm already an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so that is why I'm going to sign in. After signing into the Pabbly Connect dashboard, you'll have to choose this Pabbly Connect, and this is how you will reach out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. And here the very first thing is you'll have to click on this blue button, create workflow, and simply provide a random name to your workflow, to your automation. So let's say I am providing the name as how to write articles in bulk. Okay, and here I am going to connect to OpenAI. Basically I'm going to connect to my Google Sheets, OpenAI, and finally the Google Drive application. So how about I also mention the name of these application, and now finally I will click on create, and you will see two boxes in front of you. Those are actually trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. When this happens, do this. Understand with an example. Whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, let's say, automatically send an email via Gmail application. Well, here according to our use case, whenever the titles are updated into Google Sheets application, automatically generate the articles in bulk via OpenAI application, and then further save those articles in Google Drive application. So this is how we need to always select the applications in which we are setting up an automation. And here, since I'm going to add a list of my articles in Google spreadsheet first, so that is why the first application or the trigger application here will be the Google Sheet, and I want as soon as a new or updated spreadsheet row, basically whenever the row is updated or whenever the data is added into new row, this automation should start trigger. So that is why I'll go with this particular action event. Now here you can see a webhook URL and few set of instructions. So the idea here is we are going to connect our spreadsheet with the help of this webhook URL with the Pabbly Connect. How? You'll have to follow these instructions. So firstly, copy this webhook URL, go back to your spreadsheet, and here firstly I'm going to delete this existing data because we are going to create this automation from the scratch. Okay, and you'll have to go to this extension, click on add-ons, click on get add-ons, and here I'm going to search for the Pabbly Connect webhooks add-on. Alright, so here I'm searching for the same, and here you can see it is already installed in my account. But whenever you are going to create the automation in Google Sheet, firstly you will have to enable this particular add-on of Pabbly Connect. Now after closing this particular add-on or after installing this particular add-on, you'll again have to go to the extension tab, and you will finally find your add-on here. This is the Pabbly Connect webhooks add-on. Click on initial setup, and here exactly we are going to paste the same webhook URL which we have received via Pabbly Connect. Alright, so I'm going to delete the existing one and pasting the same, and since I want that as soon as I'm going to add the data, this automation should trigger, or basically on clicking off that particular button this automation should trigger. So that is why the trigger column will be the A column. Okay, the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. Now I will be clicking on the send test button at the first time, and you will see that the test data will send successfully. Now click on submit, and the configured, basically the setup configured successfully. Click on close, and when you will come back to Pabbly Connect, you will see that the data of your spreadsheet will be captured as a response in Pabbly Connect. Let us check the details one by one. So here we have the trigger column as the spreadsheet name as daily blog writing sheet. Here we have the sheet ID, the row index, and finally the blog title, basically the first blog title. Now the presence of this data clearly shows that the first step of our automation, which was connecting spreadsheet with the Pabbly Connect and capturing the data here, is successful. Now we are going to send the same data to OpenAI application. Basically I am going to generate the article on the very same topic, on the very same title via OpenAI application. So that is why in the second application I'm going to search for the OpenAI, and since I want to generate the content, so I'll go with this particular action event. Now click on connect, and here I'm going to connect OpenAI with the Pabbly Connect first. But before I made any connection, firstly I'm going to take you to the OpenAI dashboard. So in order to reach out to the OpenAI application, you will have to type openai.com in the browser, and once you will reach out to the website, you will have to click on this API section, and firstly you will have to create your account from the sign up button. I'm already an existing user of OpenAI, so that is why I'm going to log in here. When you will log into the OpenAI application, you will find an option of playground. Here you will have to select this playground section, and as the name suggests, we are actually going to play with the content only. Okay, so you just need to provide a title here and you will see the magic. So let's say I'm providing something like write a story on dog, and as soon as I am going to click on the submit button, you will see the magic that the story will be generated automatically. It will start start writing the story based on these instructions, basically based on these settings. And if I will read few lines of this particular story, once upon a time there lived a small black and white dog named Max. He was a very happy and friendly pup who loved to play and explore. So can you see that how an interesting story has been generated automatically? Now let me delete this particular section and I'll show you one more example of writing an article. So write an article on, let's say, beauty tips. Okay, I am going to provide this particular keyword to this, and when I'll click on submit, you will see again that how it has started generating the articles once again. It has started generating the content once again, and not just the article and the content, you can even generate the replies of your comment, maybe the replies for your Google My Business, maybe the replies of the YouTube comment. You can perform various kind of content generation tasks using OpenAI application. You can even generate the images. All right, so this is how you can make use of openai.com for generating the content. And if we will connect this application with the Pabbly Connect with other applications, we can completely automate our blog generating task. Okay, so coming back here, and here I'll show you the settings one by one very quickly. So firstly, it is asking for the model. Well, I always select this text the Vinci 003 model because it is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. Now moving to the next setting, which is asking for to select this temperature. Well, it controls the randomness of the content, lowering the results in less randomness completion. As the temperature approaches to 0, the model will become more deterministic and repetitive. So as per the instructions, you will have to provide some value so that you can generate a unique content. Coming back to the maximum length, okay, it is the maximum number of tokens to generate. Okay, request can use up to 2048 to 4000 content shared between the prompt and the completion. The exact limit varies by model. Okay, so one token is roughly 4 characters for a normal English text. So let's say you want to generate an article of 1000 words, assume that. So I'm going to provide 1000 via 4 characters because 4 characters is equal to 1 token. Okay, so 1000 divided by 4 is equals to 250. So for generating the content of 1000 articles, you'll have to provide 256 here. Now moving further, it is asking to select the stop sequence, up to 4 sequences where the API will stop generating the further tokens. Okay, the returned text will not contain the stop sequence. So basically you'll have to provide enter a stop sequence. So let's say I provide these 4 characters as my stop sequence, and how it is going to work. Well, assume that you are providing an instruction that write a reply for the YouTube video comment. Okay, and my comment is nice video. And if I want my automation, if I want a system that my content has stopped here only, I can use this stop sequence at this particular place. Okay, so write a reply for the YouTube. I'll have to correct the spelling for that. Okay, YouTube. Alright, write a reply for the YouTube video comment again and nice video, and if I'll click on submit, you will see that it will generate the reply for that. Thanks, I'm glad you liked it. So it has worked as a stop sequence. Moving further, it is asking to select the top P. It controls the diversity via nucleus sampling. 0.5 means half of all likelihood weighted options are considered. Well, you can control the diversity of your content, and you can even read more about the nucleus sampling on the internet. Now it is asking for the frequency penalty, how much to penalize new tokens based on their existing frequency in the text so far, and it decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim. So again, if you want a more unique content, you will have to set a value for this frequency penalty. The presence penalty, how much to penalize new tokens based on whether they appear in the text so far, increases the model's likelihood to talk about the new topics. So again, for the fresh content, for the new topics, you'll have to again provide a value. Best of, well, this is something generates the multiple completion server side and displays only the best. Streaming only works when set to 1. Since it acts as a multiplier on the number of completions, this parameters can eat into your token quota very quickly. Use caution. Okay, so here you can define that what number of copies you'll have to generate for a single content, and among those copies you can actually select the best copy, the best content, the best article. So this is how you can read the instructions and do the settings. Now I will come back to Pabbly Connect, and here I'm going to connect my OpenAI account with Pabbly Connect. For that you'll have to click on this add new connection, and for the connection it is asking for the token. Okay, so OpenAI uses the API keys for authentication. Kindly visit your OpenAI API keys page. Okay, so I'm going to click on the same hyperlink, and it will directly take me to that page where the API key is actually available. And here by clicking on this particular button you can create a new secret key, and then you can save that key for the future use. But I will go with the existing connections because I have already made the connection with OpenAI, so I'll use the existing connection only. Clicking on save, and you will see how the API OpenAI account will be connected with Pabbly Connect. Now I just need to make these few test settings, and you will see that how the article will be generated automatically. So firstly it is asking for the select AI model. Well, as I have just told you that I always go with the text the Vinci 003 model, which is the most capable model into the GPT-3 series. Alright, it is the same setting, and now I am going to provide the prompt. Now what is this prompt? Please make sure you are entering the prompt properly, and you can check the supported prompts format here. So I'll go back to the playground section of OpenAI, and here whatever the instruction I'm going to provide here. Okay, so let's say I'm providing the instruction as write a story on dog, and then if I'll click on this view code, you will see that whatever the instruction I have provided are considered as the prompt. Okay, whatever the instructions I'm providing in this particular text box. So here also I'm going to provide an instruction, and since here I want to generate the article, so I'll go with the same prompt, same instruction as write an article on, and on which particular title I would like to generate the article. Well, I would like to generate the article on the topic which I have received via Google Sheets, and I don't need to manually copy and paste the data here. Okay, I'm going to map it, and mapping is very simple. You just need to click on that particular field, and this is how you can map the title directly, and whatever the details you are going to map here will be replaced automatically, and whatever the details you are going to add manually will remain same. So here in this particular case, I want whenever the new article topic is provided into this spreadsheet, it should automatically be captured here, replaced here automatically in real time, and this is how I want this automation to work. So that is why mapping plays a major role in executing this automation, and this is the power of mapping, power of automation. Now it is asking to select the maximum tokens, the sampling type, the sampling value, presence penalty, frequency penalty. Well, these are all the same settings which I have just told you into the OpenAI dashboard. So I am going to leave all these fields blank, and you will see that it will automatically capture the default value. So that is why I am leaving all these fields blank. Now I will be clicking on this button in front of you, and you will see that how the article will be generated automatically on the very same title which I have just mapped in front of you. Alright, it is taking time. I'll have to wait for the response to be generated. Well, the response is received, and if I'll check this choices 0 text, you will see that the article has generated automatically. Let us read few lines that search engine optimization is the practice of optimizing the websites or web pages to increase their visibility in search engine results pages. Okay, SEO helps to ensure that a site is accessible to a search engine and improves the chances that the site will be found by the search engine. Okay, so the nice article has generated automatically. Now I would like to save the same content, the same article into my Google Drive folder. Basically I would like to draft this particular article, and then I want the link of the same Google Docs document should be added automatically here. For that I have deleted all the previous documents, previous article which was generated automatically, so that I can show you everything from the scratch. Okay, so coming back to Pabbly Connect, and as the next application, you'll have to firstly click on this plus icon, and as the next application I'm going to search for the Google Drive, because I want to add the files into my Google Drive folder, and an action event, well, I want that it should create a file in a specific folder. Why in a specific folder? Because I have already created a specific folder with the name all blogs. Okay, so coming back again, clicking on connect, and this time I'm going to connect to my Google Drive account with Pabbly Connect. Well, you can directly sign in with the Google for your Google Drive account, but I am already connected, so I'll go with the existing connection, clicking on save, and you will see it will be connected. Now simply it is asking for the folder name, so I have the folder name as the all blogs, and I just want all the document, all the articles should be added into this specific folder. So that is why from this drop down I am going to select the same, asking for the file name and the file type. Well, file type will be the same, that is the document only, and file name, again I want this file name should be added automatically. So instead of providing anything manually, I will map it, and the mapping is again very simple, and I would like to rename my document with the same blog title name only. So I have mapped the blog title only, clicking on this button save and send test request, and you will see the document will be generated automatically, and right now it is actually the blank document, and here I am going to embed my content which I have generated via Pabbly Connect, basically via OpenAI application. Here you can see in the response also it is showing that the file has been created. Now clicking on this plus icon once again, and right now I am going to embed that particular content which I have generated with the help of OpenAI application. Okay, so here you will have to search for the Google Drive once again, and here in the action event, well, I will go with this update content in a file, this particular action event. Clicking on connect, again I am going with the existing connection only, and you will see my Google Drive will be connected. Now you will have to choose a file. Okay, so I'll have to add the content in which particular file. So instead of selecting this value from the drop down, I am going to map this, because this particular value cannot remain same, it will vary every time. Okay, so that is why here mapping is important. So I have enabled the mapping button, and I am removing this existing ID, and here exactly I am going to map the ID of the document which I have just created. Here you can clearly see the document ID, and since I have mapped this document ID, you will see it will be replaced automatically. Finally, the file content which I am going to map from my OpenAI application step. Alright, so where is the content? The content is inside this choices 0 text which I have again mapped. Clicking on this button, going back to Google Drive, and here is my article, here is my blank document which is not left blank right now because the content has been added automatically with the help of this particular step. Basically, because we have added this particular step, the content has been added. Now finally, I would like to pick this particular link, the whole link, and I would like to save the very same link in front of this particular title. So how I am going to do that? Well, it is again very interesting. You will have to click on this plus icon once again, and this time firstly I am going to share, I'm going to change the permission of this particular document firstly, and then after changing the permission, I'll be able to add it somewhere. I'll be able to share it with the people. Okay, and in action we went, well, you will have to search for the share a file with anyone, but before I connect it, firstly I'll show you the permission. Okay, so currently it is private to only me. Okay, coming back, click on connect, go with the existing connection, click on save, connect your Google Drive once again with the Pabbly Connect, and instead of again selecting it from the drop down, I am going to map this particular value, for which I have enabled my mapping button, removing this existing ID and going to map again the ID from this Google Drive step, and here we have the document ID. Finally, after clicking on this button, you will see the magic once again, that how the permission will be immediately changed of this particular document. Alright, I am going to hover it once again, and yes, anyone with the link, anyone who has the link can access, no sign in is required. Okay, so this is how you can also change the permission of your files, of your documents. Now finally, the last step of our automation is adding the link into this particular sheet, into this particular column. Okay, for that you will have to search for the Google Sheet, since I am going to add the link into the Google Sheets application. And in the action event, since I just want to update a cell value, so that is why I'll go with the same action event. Okay, so you'll have to search for that update a cell value. Okay, update cell value. Again, click on connect and connect your spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect. And I have selected the existing connections only. All right, it is connected. Now it is asking to select the spreadsheet. Well, I have the spreadsheet as the daily blog writing sheet, so I'll go with the same daily blog writing sheet. All right, and since I just have a single sheet here as the sheet 1, so I'll go with the same, and it has got selected automatically. Now it is asking for the range, and enter the range of the sheet that needs to be updated. Example C5. Okay, so here we'll have to provide the column name and the row index, but here my column name is not going to change. So here I'm going to provide the column name as B, because sometimes it can be 2, sometimes it can be 3, 4, 5, 6. So I cannot provide it manually. Here, instead of providing the row index manually, I'm going to map it from where? Well, remember we have received the data in our first Google Sheet step. So from there only I'm going to map the row index, and here you can see I have mapped the value as B2. Here you can see the combination of column name and row index, and in this B2 I just want to update the link of my article. So how I'm going to do that? Well, in the previous step where I have received the response, here you will find, okay, I'll have to minimize it first. Okay, so in the previous step, what the response I have received of the Google Drive step, you will find my link also. Okay, so response to web view link. Okay, here is the link of that article which I am going to directly map. Okay, again, mapping is very simple. Directly click on this particular field and map the data. So how about I directly search for that response to web view link. Okay, all right, I have mapped it. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, coming back here, and you will see the magic that the link has been updated. Now you must be thinking that why only the single article has been generated and the link for the same has been generated, why not for others? Because one very important step is still missing, that is clicking on extension, going to the Pabbly Connect webhooks and enabling this send all event. Okay, so whenever you would like to generate the articles in bulk, you just need to provide the title in this particular column. Then you need to set up the automation in between Google Sheets, OpenAI and Google Drive application. And once everything is done, you just need to enable this particular option, and you will see that the articles will be generated automatically in bulk. Okay, so if I'll go back to my Google Drive folder, you will see the articles will be generated automatically in next few seconds. And here you can see it has already started generating, coming back to my spreadsheet. And if you will wait for few seconds, you will see the links will be automatically added. So this is how you can generate the articles in bulk automatically within few seconds. You just need to set up this automation once inside Pabbly Connect. And after that, as soon as you're going to add the data and clicking on this send all event, the magic will happen. Okay, I'm also going to attach the shareable link of my workflow into my description box. So just in case if you want to clone the same workflow into your account which I have created in front of you, you just need to click on that particular link and sign up for free in the Pabbly Connect, and the same workflow will be cloned into your Pabbly Connect account, that too for free.
So in this video, we are going to learn how to automatically generate images and text with OpenAI. So this is an amazing automation using which we are going to use artificial intelligence to generate some text content and also some images. So in this automation, we are taking Google Sheet as a trigger application, and in a new row in our Google Sheet, we are adding some new topics, some new text content for which we want to generate the text and images using OpenAI. And after doing this, in the action event, we are actually using OpenAI to generate some text content and as well as the images for the same topic which we have entered in Google Sheet. And at last, after generating it, we are adding the same content and image URL into the same Google Sheet in the third step. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Sheets to OpenAI. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, in a Google Sheet, we are adding the date and the topic on which we want to generate the content and image. So first, we have to connect this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect and get the details or the data of topics which we are adding in our Google Sheet in our Pabbly Connect workflow. Then after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send these details to OpenAI so that we can generate the content and the image for the same topic which we have entered in our Google Sheet. And then after that, after getting the image and the content, we are going to update the same in this Google Sheet in front of this same topic in the same row. So let's begin. Now here guys, in trigger window in Choose app, to get the data, first search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. And then in trigger event from the drop down, select new or updated spreadsheet row. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. And how you can do that? You just have to follow the help text given below over here. Just copy this webhook URL from here and then go to the Google Sheet where you are adding the topics. And after reaching to this Google Sheet, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Pabbly, Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And as you can see, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheet account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheet once. This is very important step. And after refreshing it, here you will see that once again we will go to Extension, and now Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. Now after clicking on Initial Setup, here we can see that this box appears in front of us. And it is basically asking us 3 things. First one is selected sheet, second one is the webhook URL, and third one is the trigger column. So guys, here in selected sheet, it is most likely possible that in your Google spreadsheet, you have multiple sheets. So from which sheet, on adding the data in which sheet, we want to send the data to Pabbly Connect. So here in this spreadsheet right now, I have only one sheet named as sheet 1. That is why here it has selected sheet 1. Then after this, the next thing it asks us is the webhook URL. And here in webhook URL, we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. And at last, it is asking us for the trigger column. Now guys, here you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is the last data entry column of our Google Sheet in which we are adding the data. So suppose in background, let's take an example of this sheet. The column B is the last data entry column in which I'm adding some data. After this, I want that whenever in column B I enter some data, some topic, then immediately the data of that complete row should be sent to Pabbly Connect. So column B will be my trigger column. Because after column B, in column C and column D, I'm going to update the content and the image after running this automation. So I want to get the data whenever I add some topic, some content in column B. So that's why we have selected it. And then just click on this Send Test button. Now when we click on Send Test, here it is showing us test data sent successfully. Means the data of the very first row after the headers is now sent to Pabbly Connect. Let's check it. We will go to Pabbly Connect, and yes guys, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, we can see the details of the same row till our trigger column. So we have our trigger column as column B. After that, we have the name of the spreadsheet. Then here you can see the date which we have entered and also the topic. So basically the data till column B is being sent to Pabbly Connect. Now after this, just click on the submit button, close this window, go to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and this time we have to select this send on event option. When we select send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever the data in a new row is added till our trigger column, immediately send that data on that particular event to Pabbly Connect, and then this automation will be triggered. So the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. Now let's move to step 2. And in step 2, we have to generate some content and images using this topic which we have entered in our Google Sheet. For that, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose App, search for OpenAI. So we are going to use OpenAI to generate the content and the image. So let's start with generating some content. So after selecting OpenAI in application, in action event from the drop-down, select Generate Content. Click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our OpenAI account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API key of our OpenAI account. Now you must be thinking how you can get this API key. Now to get it, just go to your OpenAI account, log into it. On the right side, click on this profile option and click on View API Key. After clicking on View API Key, here you can see the existing keys, and to generate a new key, just click on this Create New Secret Key button, and then here you can see that a new API key is being generated. Just copy this key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here, and then just click on Save. And now we will see that our OpenAI account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is to select the AI model, that using which AI model we want to generate the content. And in the drop-down below, we can see a list of all the different models we have in OpenAI. So you can basically use any model according to your choice to generate the content. I'm going to use this Text DaVinci model, which is the most used one. After selecting AI model, the next thing it asks us is the prompt. That what is the thing which we want OpenAI to do for us? We want to generate a blog, a content, an article, or what do we want OpenAI to do for us? So let's enter a prompt as write an article on, and then after this, we are going to mention the topic which we have received from Google Sheet. So in Google Sheet, we have entered the topic for which we want to generate the article or content or blog, whatever it is. So here we have entered the prompt, and then from this response of topic, we are going to map this response of topic from Google Sheet over here. So guys, the process of mapping is also very simple. Simply click on this field, and in the drop-down below, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Sheet. And out of all of these responses, select the response of topic and map it over here. So this complete prompt says write an article on solar system. So this is what prompt we are giving to OpenAI. Then it is asking us max tokens. So what is the maximum amount of tokens we want OpenAI to use while generating this content? We have to enter it over here. The max limit is 2048 tokens and the default is 256. So I'm going with the default value. I may enter 256 or keep it blank as well. Then it is asking us select sampling type. So in the drop down, we have two different types of sampling. First one is temperature sampling and second one is the nucleus sampling. So we have a dedicated video on how OpenAI works and what are these things. So you may refer to that video to know what are these sampling types, what are the sampling values, presence, penalty, frequency, and all of those things. Right now in this video, I'm just ignoring all of these fields and I am using the default value for sampling value, presence penalty, frequency penalty, and stop sequence. And at last, it is asking us best of. So in the drop-down below, here you have to select a number. So using this automation, guys, every time this automation executes, how many blogs or how many contents we want to generate. So here we have selected best of 1. So it will be generating only one content. But if we select best of 5s, so OpenAI is going to generate the 5 contents for the same prompt which we have given, and it will give us the best one among the response. But it will also consume 5 times more tokens over here. So we have entered max token. So it will be using 5 times this token to generate 5 blogs or 5 articles or 5 prompts, and then it will give us the best one which suits us. So right now I'm just using one. After this, just click on this save and send test request button. And after clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, we have a response named as choices text. And here you can see an article which OpenAI has written, OpenAI has generated for us for the prompt we have given. This article says there are many different types of solar systems. The most common type is a photovoltaic system, which uses solar panel to convert sunlight into electricity. So here guys, you can see that it has written a prompt, a blog or an article for the prompt which we have given, and that too in the word limit which we have given. So we have successfully generated the content guys. Now we have to generate the image for the same. Now guys, for this we just have to scroll down, click on this add action step button once again, and here in choose app once again search for OpenAI. Select it. And then in action event this time from the drop down, we have to select generate image as the action event. Click on connect. And because we have connected our OpenAI account in the previous step, that's why we don't have to make another connection. You can select the existing connection and click on save. So here after making this connection, the next thing it asks us is the prompt, that what prompt we want to give to generate the image. So here I'm going to give the prompt as create an image of, and then I will just mention the topic of my blog or article, whatever it is. So from the Google Sheet responses, select and map the response of topic over here and map it. After this, the next thing it asks us is number of images to be generated. So how many images you want to generate using this action event of generate image. So the default value is 1. If you want to generate more than 1 images, you just have to enter the number over here. Right now the default value is 1, so I'm just ignoring it. And at last, it is asking us for the size. So in the drop down below, we can see three different sizes of images. So I'm going to select this size, that in this size, in this dimension, I want the image to be. And then just click on this save and send test request button. And after clicking on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, we can see that the image which OpenAI has generated, we have the link of that image. Just copy this link from here, go to a new tab and paste it over here. And yes guys, here you can see that using OpenAI for this prompt, we have generated an image. Now after generating this image and the content, we just have to move to a final step where we have to update this content which we have generated using OpenAI and this image into a Google Sheet in the row in front of the topic. Now to do so, here in our workflow, just scroll down, click on this add action step button, and then here in choose app, once again we have to search for Google Sheets. So select Google Sheets, select it, and then in the action event from the drop down, select the action event as update row. So update row is the action event, just select it, click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect once again. So this time to make this connection, just click on this sign in with Google option, select your Google Sheets account, scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, we can see that our Google Sheets account will get connected with Pabbly Connect over here once again. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is to select the spreadsheet. So in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have in our Google Sheets account. And out of all of these spreadsheets, we have to select the spreadsheet in which we want to update this data. So this is the sheet named as content sheet from where we have received the data or the topic, and in the same sheet, we want to update the content and the image URL. So here guys, we are going to select the same sheet from this drop down. After selecting the spreadsheet, the next thing it asks us is to select the sheet. So as we all know, in this spreadsheet, we have only one sheet as sheet 1. So just select it. Then it is asking us for the row index, that what is the row index, what is the row number in which we want to update the data. So in our trigger response from Google Sheet, we have received the row index of the topic. So for this same topic, we have generated the content and image, and in the same row of the same topic, we want to update the content and image URL as well. So in this response, from this response, just select this response of row index, and we have to map that same response of row index over here. Just click on this field, and from the drop down below from Google Sheet responses, select and map the response of row index. Then after this, here it is asking us date, topic, content, and image URL. So here in date section, from the drop down from Google Sheet responses, map the response of date, the same date. Then here in topic, map the response of the same topic as well. Then after this, here it is asking us for the content. So here in content section, guys, we have to basically map the content which OpenAI has generated. So from the drop down from OpenAI responses, select and map the response of content. And at last, from OpenAI responses which we have received after generate image action step, select and map the image URL. Now guys, here in these two fields, in these two columns, we already have the data. So instead of this, if you just don't want to add it, you can actually keep this field as blank. And if you keep this field blank, to skip the existing cell value without any changes. This is what it is written. So whatever data we will be having in the first two columns, it will be as it is. We are just going to update the data in other two columns. So after mapping this data, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here is now updated in our Google Sheet in the same row in front of the topic. So let's check it. We will go to our Google Sheet. And yes guys, here you can see that we have the same data. So let me just change the formatting over it. And here you will see that we have the date topic which we have entered. Then we have the content of the same topic. And also we have the same image URL. Now guys, we can see that the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. Now what we have to do to generate some content and image using OpenAI in our Google Sheet, we just have to enter the topic over here. So for the same date, let me enter a new topic and we are going to test this automation once in real time. So I want my topic to be Planet Jupiter. So here guys, we are just going to enter this topic Planet Jupiter. And as we enter this topic guys, we will see within few seconds automatically using this automation, a content will be generated and it will be updated in this cell. As you can see just now it has been updated. And also we have the image URL. So here you can see that using artificial intelligence, as we enter this topic, automatically a content is generated. And also we have a new image. Let's open this image in a new tab. And here we can see the image for the same topic is now generated using artificial intelligence. So here using OpenAI, we have an image of a Jupiter, as you can see over here. So in this way guys, we have tested this automation in real time and this automation is working perfectly fine. Now every time we just have to enter the topic in the Google Sheet and contact and images will be generated. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
So in this video, we are going to learn how to auto-generate blog with images using Pexels, OpenAI, Google Docs and Gmail. Now guys, in this automation, all you have to do is you just have to enter the title of your blog into a Google Sheet as a new row. Then after that, automatically from the title, we are going to search for a new image in Pexels. And then using artificial intelligence platform like OpenAI, we are going to generate the blog content, the text content for that particular blog. And at last, we are going to add all of these details, all of this data into a Google Sheet as a new document of a new blog. Not just this guys, we are also going to share the same document of the blog with our team members via email just for the review. Now guys, how you can completely automate this process and set up this automation for yourself, to know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on the Pabbly Connect dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get the free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Auto Generate Blogs. So this is the name of my workflow. Let's click on Create. And now we can see that our workflow is open over here. So in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, first we are going to enter the title of the blog which we want to auto generate with images into a Google Sheet. So here guys, first we have to connect this Google Sheet, and whenever we are going to enter this title into this Google Sheet, we have to get that data in Pabbly Connect. Then after that, whatever title we enter, according to that title, we are going to collect or auto-generate an image using Pexel. And after getting those images from Pexel, we are going to add the next step of OpenAI. So OpenAI is an artificial intelligence platform, and using OpenAI, we are basically going to generate some blog content as well. So from pexel.com, we are going to get the image, and from OpenAI, we are going to generate the blog content. After that, we are going to send all of these details into Google Docs. So we are going to create a new document in Google Doc using this automation and going to enter all of these details into that particular doc. Then after that, guys, what we are going to do, we are going to update the link of that doc into a Google Sheet, and also we are going to send that document, the auto-generated blog, to our team members just for a review. So this is our complete use case. Now let's begin. So first we have to connect our Google Sheet. Now to connect your Google Sheet, here in Trigger window, in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets over here. And after that, in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select New or Updated Spreadsheet row. So as we get the trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now we are going to use this webhook URL to make the connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect and to get the data whenever we add a new row of blog title in the Google Sheet. So here in this Google Sheet, guys, you can see I have just created 3 basic columns. First one is the title of the blog. Second one is the reference that on what date we want to update that blog or share that blog. And third one is the article link. So whatever blog with the article we are going to generate, we are going to enter the Google Doc link of that particular article or blog over here. So let me just rename it as blog. Okay. So to connect this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect, we just have to copy this webhook URL from here, which Pabbly Connect gave us, and follow the help text given below over here. So after copying the webhook URL, just go to your Google Sheets, extensions, go to add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Pabbly, Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And here you can see that we have this add-on named as Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Just install this add-on into your own Google Sheet and click on Continue. And done. And after installing this add-on into your own Google Sheet, just refresh your sheet once. This is a very important step. After refreshing our Google Sheet, the next step is to basically get this data from Google Sheet inside Pabbly Connect. So what we are going to do, we are just going to go to Extensions, click on Pabbly Connect Webhooks and click on Initial Setup. Now as we click on Initial Setup, here guys we can see that a box appears in front of us. And we are going to enter some details over here to connect Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect and also to get the data. So first thing it asks us is to select that sheet. So from which sheet we want to send the data. So right now in this spreadsheet, I have only one sheet named as Sheet 1. That's why you can see only Sheet 1 over here. Then the next thing it asks us is the webhook URL. So here guys, we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. So just copy this webhook URL from here and paste it over here. And at last, it is asking us for the trigger column. So what is this trigger column, guys? You must be thinking about this. So trigger column should be basically the column on entering the data in which we want to send the data to Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to enter the trigger column as column B because I want that whenever I enter the data in column B, the details or the data of that complete row till column B should be sent to Pabbly Connect. Because in column C, guys, we are going to update the blog's link, the Google Doc link of that particular blog. So I want to send the data only till column B. If you have basically multiple columns, like if you have more than 3-4 columns, any column could be your trigger column. You just have to ensure that till what column you want to send the data to Pabbly Connect. And after that, just click on Send Test. As you click on Send Test, here it is showing us test data sent successfully. Means the details or the data of the very first row is sent to Pabbly Connect. So guys, just click on Submit button. And the setup configuration is successfully done. Then once again go to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks and click on Send on Event. By selecting Send on Event, we are telling this add-on, we are telling this Google Sheet that whenever the data in a new row is added till our trigger column, instantly send that data to Pabbly Connect. And because we click on Send Test Data, we will see that the details of this first row, or should I say the row number 2, is received inside Pabbly Connect. And yes guys, here in Pabbly Connect, we can see that we have received some response. And in this response, we can see the same details. We have the same block title, then we have the same date which we have entered. We have the spreadsheet name, the sheet name, and all the other details as well, including the row number. So in this way, we can basically connect Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect and get the titles which we are adding in our Google Sheet inside our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now let's move to next step, and what we have to do, we have to start creating our blog with images. So let's begin with image. Now we have the title of the blog, but we have to get an image for this blog as well. And we are going to use Pexels to generate or get the image. So for that, just scroll down, come to this action window, and here in Choose App, search for Pexel. Select Pexel over here. And after selecting Pexels, in action event from the drop down, select search for photos, because we want to search for photos in pexels.com with this title or related to this title. Then just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Pexels account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API key or the authorization key of a Pexel account. Now you must be thinking how we are going to get this API key. Now to get it, just log into your Pexel account, go to this profile section and click on Images and Video API. Then after reaching to this page, just click on your API key button. And then this is the API key of your Pexel account. Just copy this API key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after pasting it, just click on Save. And now you can see that your Pexels account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, the first thing it asks us is the query. That what is the query, for what thing or what query we want to search for images. So we want to search for image with this blog title. So what we have to do, the data or the title of the blog which we have entered in our Google Sheet and received inside Pabbly Connect, we have to basically map this response of the blog title over here in this query field. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field of query, and in the drop down below, we can see all the responses of data which we have received from Google Sheet can be seen over here. And out of all of these details, just click on this response of the title of the blog and it will be mapped over here. After mapping the title, the next thing it asks us is the orientation. So in the drop down below, we can see 3 different types of orientation. First one is landscape, portrait and square. Now guys, whatever orientation you want your image to be, you can select that. I want the image in landscape, so I'll be selecting this. Then it is asking us for the image size. So we have 3 options: large, medium and small. So the large size image is 24 megapixels, the medium one is 12 megapixel and the small one is 4 megapixel in size. So guys, I just want a large image, a high quality image. So I have selected 24 megapixel as a large size of the image. Then it is asking us for the color, that what in the desired color. If you want the image to be in a desired color, you can enter that. But I don't want the image to be in a desired color, so I'm just going to ignore this field for now. And let's click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here we can see that we have received the response. And in this response, you can see that we have received multiple images with URLs regarding to this same query which we have made. So we have made a query and we have entered the query as email marketing. So we have received some image regarding email marketing. So photo 0 URL, this is the first image which we have received. Let's copy the URL of this image. Let's go to a new tab and paste it over here. And now this is the image which we have received over here. Then after this, the first image, you will scroll down and then we will get different formats of this same image, like the original image, the large 2 times image, the large image, medium image, small image, portrait image, landscape image, on all of those formats. So the same image with different formats, we get the URL for the different formats of the same image over here. Then after this, we will scroll down and here we will get the photo 1 URL. So this is the second response which we get from Pexels of the query which we made. Let's paste this image URL in a new tab, and this is the second image which we have received from email marketing. So in this way guys, you will keep on getting images over here. So here in this response, the first and the second response which we read is page 1 and per page is 15. So basically we can see that we have received the list of images in one page from one page, and the total number of images over here is 15. So we have received 15 responses, but we don't want all of these 15 responses of 15 images to be added into our document or the blog. So what we are going to do, just for the reference, because we are just crafting this blog using automation, we are just going to enter the URL of the very first image which we get. Okay, sorry, this was the URL, the very first image which we get. So using Pexels, guys, we have received an image reference. Now guys, after generating the image for our blog using Pexels, now let's generate the actual blog content. So here from Pexels, we have received the image URL. Now after that, let's click on this add action step button over here. And then here in choose app, we are going to use OpenAI to generate the blog content. So search for OpenAI. After selecting OpenAI, in action event from the dropdown, select generate content. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our OpenAI account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection as well, we have to enter the API key of our OpenAI account. And to access the API key of your OpenAI account, just log into your OpenAI account and after that, go to right side for the profile section and click on view API key button. And then here you can see the API key. Just copy this key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And then just click on save. And now we will see that our OpenAI account gets connected with Pabbly Connect as well. Now after making the connection, if you are familiar with the OpenAI, then you must be knowing what are prompts, select AI models, what are tokens and sampling type. But if you are not, let me tell you. So here in select AI model in the drop down below, we can see different models of the AI engines over here. So these are different models of AI engine which are going to be used to generate the content. So we will be using the text Darwin's 002, which is the most used, the most popular AI engine of OpenAI. Then after that, here we have to enter the prompt. The help text below it says, please make sure you are entering the prompt properly. You can check the supported prompt format over here. So in prompt guys, we have to give a kind of instruction. We have to define an instruction that what kind of content or what kind of things or what kind of text we want to generate using OpenAI. So because we want to generate or create a blog, I will be entering the prompt as write a blog on, and after this we are going to map the title of the blog over here. So from the drop down below, from the Google Sheet responses, select and map the response of the title of the blog. And this complete prompt will be like write a blog on email marketing or whatever title we enter. And we are going to give this prompt to OpenAI, and using this prompt it is going to generate new text. Then guys, after this the next thing it asks us is max token. So the help text below it says enter the maximum number of tokens to generate the content. So basically what OpenAI do, OpenAI actually uses some tokens from your OpenAI account. So you have a token quota on your OpenAI account and it uses those tokens to generate the content. So here guys, we have to enter the maximum number of tokens we can spend for each and every block which we create using OpenAI. So here 2048 tokens is the maximum limit and 256 tokens is the default limit. So I will be using just 256 tokens for every block which we can create using OpenAI in this. Now after this guys, the next thing it asks us is to select the sampling. So here we have two different sampling options. First one is the temperature sampling and second one is the nucleus sampling. So you have to select according to your choice that what kind of sampling you want to use. Then next it asks us for the sampling value, presence penalty, frequency penalty and stop sequence. Now guys, if you are familiar with OpenAI, you must be knowing all of these things, all of these details. But if not guys, we have a separate dedicated video on what are these things and how OpenAI actually works with Pabbly Connect. And you can see basically all of these same things, same values over here in OpenAI as well. So basically you can refer to the OpenAI's documentation. You can use OpenAI to understand these things, or you can refer to the video which we have in the description box below to know all of these things. So right now all of these things are not mandatory, so I'm going to use the default value for sampling value, presence penalty, frequency penalty and stop sequence as well. And after that guys, we are just going to click on save and send test request. Now guys, after clicking on save and send test request, here we can see that we have received some response. And in this response guys, we will see we have the content for our blog being generated using OpenAI. So we have entered the prompt as write a blog on, and then we have mapped the title of the blog from the Google Sheet, like write a blog on email marketing. And in response guys, we can see that OpenAI has written a blog on email marketing for us. So this is the blog. Now guys, we have the blog content, and using Pexels, we have received the image regarding that same blog title as well. Now guys, what we have to do, we have to send all of these things to a Google Doc so that we can create a document in Google Doc using this data. For that, just scroll down and click on this add action step button over here. And here in choose app, let's search for Google Docs. And after selecting Google Docs in the Action application, here in Action Element from the drop-down, we have to select Create a blank document. So for every new article, for every new row of data which we have in Google Sheet, every new article title, we are going to create a new document, a new blank document in Google Doc. So we are going to use this action as Create a blank document. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Docs account with Pabbly Connect. Just click on this Connect with Google Docs button and then select your Google Docs account. After that, just scroll down and click on Continue. And now we will see that our Google Docs account gets connected with Pabbly Connect as well. After connecting our account, the first thing it asks us is the document name. That what is the name of this new document which we are creating. So I want my document name to be blog on, and then we are going to mention the blog title. So from the Google Sheet responses from the drop down, let's mention the blog title. So blog on email marketing. Whatever title of blog I'm going to enter in the Google Sheet with the prefix of blog on, with the same title, we are going to create the new document. And then just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here we can see that we have received some response over here. And in this response, we can see that a new blank document with the same name is been created in our Google Docs account. So let's check it. We'll go to our Google Docs account. And yes guys, here you can see that just now a blank document has been created in our Google Docs account. After creating this document guys, what we have to do, we have generated or we have received or we have searched for an image using Pexels regarding our blog. So we are going to add the same image in this document, and after that in the next step we are going to add the content of our blog as well, which we have generated using OpenAI. So first let's add an image. Now to add an image, just scroll down, once again click on this Add Action Step button, and once again we have to search for Google Docs. Select Google Docs over here once again. And then in Action Event from the drop down, we have to select the action event as Insert an image to a document. Just select this action event and click on Connect. Now because we have connected our Google Docs account in the previous step, we don't have to make another connection. We can use existing connection, just select existing connection and click on Save. After this, it is asking us for the document. So in the drop down below, you will be seeing a list of all the documents which you have created in Google Docs. But right now guys, for every new blog guys, we are going to create a new document. So the name of the document is going to be a dynamic text. And after creating this document guys, in the responses, the last response which we have received is of a document ID. So this is the response of document ID, and this response of document ID is going to be unique for every new document. Now what we have to do, we have to basically map this response of document ID over here in this field of document. Just turn this button on of mapping, clear the default response which we have, and then from the drop down below, from the responses of Google Doc, create a blank document, select the response of document ID, the last response which we get, and then map it over here. So in this way, for every new block, we are going to generate a new document, and in the same newly generated document, we are going to add this image. Then after selecting the document, mapping the document ID, it is asking us to map the image URL. Just click here, and we have received the image URL from Pexels. So from the Pexels responses, map the response of image URL. So in Pexels guys, you can see that we have received multiple URLs for a same image in different formats. So we are going to use photo source src, photos 0 src landscape URL. Just select this URL and map it over here. Then it is asking us for the height magnitude point and width magnitude point. So what will be the height and the width of this URL or this image which we are going to insert in the Google Doc. So let's enter the height and the width as 400. So I'm just using a random number, but if you have a specific size, you can enter the same height and the width over here. And then let's click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response over here. And this is a positive response. This response shows that the image whose URL we have mapped over here has been added to this particular document. So let's check. We'll once again go back to our document. And yes guys, here we can see that the same document has inserted a new image. First we have created a blank document, and then after that we have added or inserted an image in the document as well. So this image is referring to this is the search image which we have received from Pexels for our blog title. Now after entering the image, let's finally add the content of our blog which we have generated using OpenAI in this Google Doc as well. Just click on this Add Action Step button. Once again, search for one last time Google Docs over here. And then in action event from the drop down, so we have to select the action event as append a paragraph to a document. Select this action event over here and click on connect. So we just don't have to connect our Google Docs account once again. Select the existing connection and click on save. Then after that, once again, it is asking us that in which document we want to append the paragraph. So we are going to once again map the same document ID over here. Just turn on the mapping button, and from the Google Docs, create a blank doc responses. We are going to map the document ID of the same document which we have generated for this title. Then after mapping the document ID, it is asking us inserted text, that what is the text which we want to add. So just click here, and using OpenAI, we have generated the content. So from the OpenAI responses, select the response of the content which we have generated and then just map it over here. After mapping this, guys, let's hit on save and send test request. And as we click on save and send test request, we will see the same text which we have generated, the same content which we have generated using OpenAI will be added in our Google Doc. And yes, guys, here in our Google Doc, we can see that we have our image and also we have content of our blog as well. Now, guys, what we have to do, the next step, what we have to do is to basically share this document. Now, we also want to update. We have successfully created a document using automation, like we have just entered till now. Using this automation, we have just entered the title of the blog which we want to generate in the Google Sheet. And using this automation, we have created a blog, and then the details, the content and the image of that blog has been added in our Google Doc. Now we want to update the link or the URL of this Google Doc into the Google Sheet in front of that same title. And also, guys, we want to share this same blog with our team member for review. Like using this automation, we have created this blog, but we want to send this blog for review, for a proofreading or for formatting and beautification and whatever it is. Now, guys, we are going to do the same two steps. First, we are going to make this blog shareable. So right now, as this blog has been generated or this Google Doc has been generated, you can see that the share permission of this blog is private to only me. But because we want to share this document, share this Google Doc, first we have to change the share permission. Now to change the share permission, we will just come back to our workflow, click on this Add Actions tab, and because this newly created document is stored in our Google Drive, we are going to search for Google Drive over here. Google Drive. Just select Google Drive. And then in action event from the drop down, select the action event as share a file with anyone. So here it is the action event, share a file with anyone. Click on connect. Select add new connection and then connect the same Google Drive account, the same Google Doc account which we have connected. We have to connect the same Google Drive account over here with Pabbly Connect as well. Just select your account, scroll down and click on continue. And now we can see that our Google Drive account is also being connected. Now after that, it is asking us for the file ID, that what is the file which we want to share. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the files which we have in our Google Drive. But as you all can guess, the file ID is also going to be the dynamic text. Just turn on this mapping button, and because for every new article, we are going to have a new file. So that is why, guys, we have to map the document ID. So from the responses of Google Doc, from any of the step in the drop down below, you can see the document ID. So just map the document ID from Google Docs responses of the document whose permission we want to change. And then just click on save and send test request. After clicking on save and send test request, here we have the response which says the share permission of this document, whose document ID which we have entered over here, mapped over here, is being changed. Now let's check. We'll get back to Google Doc. And yes, guys, as you can see, within seconds, the share permission of this document was earlier private to only me. But now it has been changed to anyone with the link. Now this document is shareable, and in the drop down below in the responses of Google Drive, we can see that we have received multiple links of the same document. Like we have the zip link, we have the PDF link, HTML link, and also the web view link. So we are going to update this web view link into the Google Sheet, and also we are going to share this web view link of this document of this blog which we have created as an email to our team members. But first, let's update this URL into the Google Sheet. Now to do so, just scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button over here. And here in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. And after that, in action event from the drop down, we have to select the action event as update cell value. Select this action event because we only want to update a cell value. We don't want to update a complete row or the column. And then just click on connect. Select add new connection. Click on connect with Google Sheets. Select your Google Sheets account. Give all the permissions, scroll down and click on continue. And after clicking on continue, we can see that our Google Sheets account gets connected with a Pabbly Connect. After connecting our Google Sheets account, it is asking us to select the spreadsheet, that in which spreadsheet we want to update the cell or update the data. So I have this spreadsheet named as new block. So this is the same spreadsheet, guys, in which we were adding the block title. Earlier, we have connected this spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect using the webhook URL because we wanted to get the data instantly. And now we are going to update this cell value in front of the articles or the block's title over here. Now here, guys, we have selected the spreadsheet, new block, the same spreadsheet. And also it is asking us to select the sheet. So here in select sheet, you can see that there is only one sheet named as sheet 1. So we are going to select the sheet 1. Then it is asking us for the range, that in what cell we want to update the value. So here, guys, the column is going to be the same. We are going to update all of this data in column C. So the column is going to be the same. So that's why we are going to manually enter the column as column C. So whatever column you have in your Google Sheet, in whatever column you want to update the blog link, you just have to manually enter the column. And after that, guys, from the responses of trigger, from the first step of Google Sheet when we get the article's detail, here you can see that we have received the row index, the row number of that article. So we are going to map the row index, the row number after the column. So here in range, we have manually entered the column, the name of the column, and we have mapped the row number from the Google Sheet responses, which we have received in trigger. After that, after entering the range, it is asking us the value, that what is the value which we want to insert, which we want to update. So we wanted to update the web view link of the document which we have created. So guys, this is the web view link, and as you all can guess, we just have to map this web view link over here. Just click on this field. From the responses of Google Drive, guys, select the response of web view link of this document, which we have created using this automation, and map it over here. After mapping it, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And that is it. Here we can see that we have received some response, and this response shows that this value has been updated in this range. So let's check. We are going to check our Google Sheet. And yes, guys, here you can see that the cell has been updated. Here we have the link of the document which we have generated. Let's open this link. Let's click on this link, and this is the very same document. Now, after this, guys, we just have to move to the last step. Till now in this automation, guys, let's summarize it, what we have done. So let me minimize all of these steps. And that is it. So first of all, we have connected our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect using the webhook URL so that whatever blog title we enter in our Google Sheet, we can get that data in Pabbly Connect. After that, after getting the title of the article or the blog inside Pabbly Connect, we have added or sent the same title to Pexels, and using Pexels, we have searched for an image regarding the same blog title. So after getting the image from Pexels, we have entered or created a prompt in OpenAI so that we can actually generate the content of that blog using OpenAI. After getting the content of the blog, we wanted to add all of those blog details, the image and the content, into a Google Doc. So what we have done, we have created a blank document in Google Doc. Then we have inserted the image which we have received from Pexels, which we have searched from Pexels for that blog title. And then we have at the end, we have entered or appended the paragraph, the content of the blog which we have received from OpenAI into the same document. We have created a document, we have added the image, and then we have added the content, the text for that blog. After that, the document which we have created was the share permission of that document was earlier only private to only me. So the newly generated Google Docs are stored in our Google Drive. So we have connected our Google Drive and changed the share permission of that particular file. And then we have updated the URL, the link of that same newly generated document with blog content into the same Google Sheet row in front of that blog title. Now after this, guys, let's move to our last step and send an email to our team member. Just click on this Add Action Step button, and then in Choose App, search for Gmail. So we are going to use Gmail to send the emails. So select Gmail over here, and then action event from the drop down, select Send Email. Connect our Gmail account. You just have to connect the same Gmail account from which you want to send the email. Click on Connect with Gmail, select your Gmail account, scroll down and click on Continue. And as you click on Continue, we will see that our Gmail account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After connecting it, the first thing it asks us is the recipient email address. Now guys, if the recipient email address keep on changing, you can basically create a column of recipient email address into your Google Sheet and then map the data from the first Google Sheet response of recipient email over here. But right now, I'm just sending all of these newly generated blocks to the single team member. The team member is not going to change. So we are going to manually enter the email address of this team member. Just a second. Okay, this is the email address. Now, I don't want to add someone in CC or BCC. Let's ignore it. Then we have the sender's name, that from what name we want to send the email. So for example, I want to send the email by the name of Pabbly. Then what is the subject line of the email? So the subject line is blog for review. So this is the subject line. You can basically create any kind of subject line. And also if you want, you can map the title of the blog over here in subject line as well. Reply to, if there is any particular reply to email address, just enter it. Email content type. So we have basically two different type of email content. First one is the plain and second one is the HTML. Right now I'm just sending a plain email. And here comes the email content. So here we have to create the actual body of the email. So let's start our body of the email as. And then after that, I wanted to mention the name of the blog, the title of the blog. We have created a blog on email marketing. And then here in front of blog link, we wanted to mention the link of the blog which we have generated. So from Google Docs web view link, just select this link and map it over here. And then let's add thank you over here as well. Thank you. After entering all of these details, guys, the next thing what we have to do is to mention the file name or file attachment. So here I'm actually sharing the web view link of this blog, but if you want, we have also received the PDF doc link of the same blog from Google Drive. Now, if you want to send the PDF of the newly generated blog to your team members, you can basically map this PDF link over here in this attachment section of Google Drive, attachment section of Gmail, and then you can send this blog's document as a PDF file as an email attachment to your team member as well. Then just click on Save and Send Test Request, and after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, we will see that we have received a response, and this response shows that the email has been sent. So the email with this body and this subject line is been sent to this user. So guys, let's check the email inbox of this email address. Let's go to a new tab, switch our Google account, let's go to Gmail. And yes guys, here you can see that on the same email address, we have received a new email. So guys, here we will see that the sender's name is Pabbly, the same sender's name which we have entered over here. Then this email says, hello, we have created a blog on email marketing. Please check this blog, and we have the blog link. And as we click on this link, we will say this is the very same blog over here. So right now guys, we can see that the automation workflow which we have created over here is working perfectly fine. Now guys, here we can see that the automation workflow which we wanted to create is been successfully created. Now guys, every time we are going to enter a new blog title into this Google Sheet, using Pexels guys, we are going to get a reference image for that particular title. Then using OpenAI, we are going to get a complete blog content, and that all of those details will be added into a Google Doc. And after that guys, we are going to update the link of that doc into the same sheet. And also if we want, we can share the same doc as an email to our team members as well. Now after setting up this automation, let's test this automation as well. So let's write another blog using this automation on, for example, CRM applications. So this is my blog title. Let's add a date. For example, I'm writing this blog for 6th of November 2022. And then guys, let's do this. Let's hit enter. And just now in our Google Sheet trigger column, we have added some data. We have added the title of the blog and the date which we wanted to publish. So date is just a reference column. We are not actually using this date anywhere over in this workflow. So within few seconds guys, you can see that instantly a new link has been updated in this same sheet. Let's click on this link. And here we can see that this is a link of a Google Doc. So the title of this doc is blog on CRM applications. And here we can see that we have an image which we have searched on pexels.com. After that, we have the content, the body of the blog as well, the text of the blog which we have generated using OpenAI. All of this data is entered into a Google Doc, and the link of that Google Doc is automatically updated into the Google Sheet. And also an email is been sent to our team members for the same blog. And here you can see that we have received another email with the same blog document. So in this way guys, we can see that the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. Now what we have to do, we just have to keep on adding the blog titles into a Google Sheet, and automatically using Pexels, it will get an image regarding or referring to that blog title. Then using OpenAI, we are going to generate some content, some text for the blog, and then we are going to enter it into a Google Doc and also update the link in the Google Sheet. So not just these applications guys, and not just this use case, you can basically create plenty of other automations using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of this same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for absolutely free. And you can start generating blogs automatically. And guys, one more important thing, Pabbly Connect offers you a forever free plan. And in this plan, you get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely.
In this video, we will learn how to automatically reply to Google My Business reviews using OpenAI. So let's say you receive lot of reviews on your Google My Business profile, and the idea here is as soon as you receive a new review here, we are going to automatically generate a reply for those reviews which you are receiving on your business profile using this OpenAI software, which works on the concept of artificial intelligence. Well, I will tell you about this application later in the video. Now, once the reply is generated automatically, we are going to automatically post the same reply to those reviews which you are receiving on your business profile. And yes, you can entirely automate the reply process of your Google My Business reviews by setting up a simple automation in between these applications. So if you also want to learn how you can set this automation, come to my screen and I'll show you the step-by-step process that how you can set it. So this is my profile, and as soon as I will receive the review here, I am going to collect those reviews firstly in the Google Sheet, and then I am going to generate the reply automatically, and then finally I will post those reply as the reply of my review using an automation software, Pabbly Connect. Yes, I am going to connect to my business profile, basically Google My Business application and Google Sheets and OpenAI software with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an integration and automation software. You can also reach to this website by typing pabbly.com/connect. I will also attach this link in my description box. Now firstly, you will have to create your free account from this button, and the account creation is absolutely free, and you will also get free task to test this automation which I am about to teach you. Now click on sign in and click on access now, and since I am already an existing user of Pabbly Connect, that is why I have clicked on signing. Now once you will reach to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, you will have to again click on this button create workflow and just provide a random name to your workflow. Well, workflow is actually the automation which we are going to create. I am providing the name as when review received, auto generate reply and post the same reply on review. Okay, I hope you understood, and you can provide any name here. Now click on create and you will find two boxes in front of you, trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. When this happens, do this. Understand with an example also that whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, let's say, send an email via Gmail application. According to our use case, whenever the review is received in Google My Business application, collect those reviews in Google Sheet application, then generate the reply via OpenAI application. So this is how we are going to set this automation by connecting these applications. And firstly, I am going to select the Google My Business review application as my trigger application, and in the trigger event I am going to choose, well, it is up to you whether you want to select this new review or new review multi-location. The instruction is already given here that it will trigger when a new review is submitted for any of the selected location, and this will trigger when for a specific location. So let's say I selected this particular trigger event. Now click on connect, click on add new connection, connect with Google My Business review and provide the access of your account in which you have created your Google My Business profile. Now verify it, and don't worry, Pabbly Connect is 100% safe. Now click on continue, and the authorization is successful and your Google My Business account is connected with Pabbly Connect. And you can see it is asking for the account. Well, I have the account name as Parampara only, so I'm going to select that same, and it is asking for the business location, so again I will choose Parampara only. And now when I will click on this button, what will happen, the most recent review will be captured automatically here in Pabbly Connect, since our account is actually connected now with the Pabbly Connect. Okay, and you can even read the instructions every 8 hours. This trigger here will check for the new data in every 8 hours. So every 8 hours the system will go to the section and it will capture all the recent comments which have been posted in last 8 hours. So firstly I'm going to post a review here in front of you and you will see the same will be captured here. So I will open my business profile in some different tab where I have already logged in. Well, yes, the profile, the business has been already opened here. So I am going to post a review here. I am going to write a review here as a new customer or as a new user. Okay. And let's say Henry Quez is posting a review here that this clothing store is really nice. They have a nice collection on their boutique. I bought a traditional cotton suit for my mother. So let's say Henry Quez is posting this particular review on my business and you can see thanks for review. Let me directly open my listing, basically my profile, and check for the review. And I can see the review of Henry Quez in this particular section. And now I will go to my Pabbly Connect account and will click on this button and you will see the most recent comment, the most recent review will be captured here. And yes, the response has been received immediately. Here is the date, here is the rating which he has provided, this is the name of the reviewer, and finally we have the content, basically the comment which he has posted. The clothing store is really nice. They have a nice collection on their boutique. I bought a traditional cotton suit for my mother. Now after capturing this review in the Pabbly Connect, finally I'm going to generate a reply for this review using OpenAI software, which will generate the reply automatically. Now you must be thinking that what is this OpenAI software all about? So before I connect this OpenAI with the Pabbly Connect, I'll show you what is this software all about and how exactly it works. Okay, so open a tab and type here openai.com and press enter, and this is how you can reach to the website of this software. And it is an AI research and deployment company and it uses a GPT-3 model using which it generates a random text. It has the capability to generate the text automatically and you can create any kind of content like the poem, the articles, the dialogues, the reviews, any kind of content can be created in the natural language using this OpenAI software, basically using the GPT-3 model of this OpenAI software. Now I will click on this API section and will directly log in since I already have an account in this software. But you will have to create your account in this software. Now after login to the software, you will have to go to this playground section and from here exactly we are going to generate the content. And as the name suggests, playground, we are actually going to play in this particular box, in this playground with our content. Let me show you how exactly it works. You just have to provide a command here, an instruction here, and you will see the magic. Write a story on docs. So this is the command I am giving and click on submit and you will see the system will start writing the story immediately just after pressing on the submit button. And as per the maximum length, basically the number of tokens, it will generate the story. Currently we have set the 256 maximum number of tokens, that is why it has created the story as per this particular tokens. Okay, now I will increase this length and I will click on submit once again and you will see this time it is asking me to delete this particular section first. Okay, click on submit once again and you will see this time also it will share a story. One more story will be generated automatically using the software under this particular length. Now I will show you how you can generate a reply using this OpenAI software. So how about I copy this particular comment and paste it here, and here instead of this I will say write a reply to the Google My Business review. Okay, and let me correct the spelling and let me click on submit once again. And now I will again click on submit button and you will see a nice reply will be generated automatically. Thank you so much for your kind words. We are so happy to hear that you find our collection to be nice and that you were able to find a traditional cotton suit for your mother. We hope you will continue to shop with us for all of your clothing needs. So did you notice that how this system is capable of generating the content automatically? You just need to provide the command here, and whatever the commands you are providing is actually called as prompt here. I'm repeating this. You are going to call it a prompt to this particular instruction, to this particular command. Okay, coming to this right section, and let me show you these settings very quickly. First is the mode, second is the model. Again, with which particular model you would like to generate the content. Well, I have selected this text, the Vinci 002, which is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. Second thing is the temperature. Again, read the instruction. It controls the randomness, basically lowering the results in less random completions. As the temperature approaches to 0, the model will become deterministic and repetitive. So if you will keep this value 0, it will generate the repetitive content. If you will increase it more, it will provide you the more unique content. So for now, I have provided this setting as 0.7 temperature. Now it is asking for the maximum length. As I have just told you, maximum length is equal to the maximum number of tokens to generate the content. You can select this setting as per your requirement, okay, as per the length you required of the content. Now it is asking for the stop sequence, so just provide a few characters here. So I am going to provide double hash and double slash as the stop sequence. Now what is this stop sequence all about? Up to the 4 sequence where the API will stop generating the further tokens. So let's say you have provided this particular section and you want to tell the system that where my content is actually gets end. So you can simply provide this stop sequence in place of that. Now I have added it. Now whenever you will apply this particular sequence, the system will consider it as the stop sequence. Basically your content has ended up here. Okay, now it is asking for the top priority. Well, again, read the instructions. It controls the diversity via nucleus samplers. Okay, 0.5 means half of all likelihood weighted options are considered. So basically it is going to control the diversity of your content, frequency penalty, how much to penalize the new tokens based on their existing frequency in the text or so far. Basically it decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim. So if you do not want the system to generate the repetitive content, repetitive lines again and again provide few values, some value here. So this is how, after reading the instructions one by one, you can actually understand the each setting and do the settings as per your choice, as per your requirement. Coming back to Pabbly Connect, and let me connect this OpenAI software, and that is why I'm using this software, because I want to generate a random, a unique content, that too automatically. Okay, so action event is generate content. Of course, click on connect. Click on add new connection, and it is asking for the token in order to generate, in order to connect your account. Well, directly click on this hyperlink and you will find the token directly from here only. Okay, copy this token, come back here again, paste it here, and this is how you can connect your OpenAI account with Pabbly Connect. Finally, it will ask you the details one by one, and well, these are the same details, same settings which I have just explained you. Firstly, it is asking for the AI model. I am going to use this Vinci, text the Vinci 002. Okay, it is the same which I have selected here. Moving further, it is asking for the prompt. As I have just told you, prompt is actually the command, basically the instruction. Please make sure you are entering the prompt properly. You can check the supported prompt formats here. Okay, so you can actually check this link and check for the supported prompt formats here, but this time I am going to provide the same prompt here also, and whatever the value I will write here in this particular box will remain same, will not change. And if I will map something here from this drop drop down data that will vary as soon as the new response will be arrived, the new data will be arrived. So I want write a reply. How about I write it as write a professional reply to the Google My Business Reviews. Okay, to the Google My Business Review. So this is going to be my prompt, and now I am going to provide this particular content. Basically, whatever the reviews are coming via Google My Business should be mapped here automatically, should be added here automatically. For that, I am going to map it from the drop down. You can even read here, insert the data from the previous step. So let me search for the content. Here is the content. This clothing store is really nice. They have a nice collection on the boutique. I bought a traditional cotton suit for my mother. Okay, moving further. Now it is asking for the maximum tokens, the select sampling type, the sampling value, presence penalty, frequency penalty, stop sequence, and best of. So basically, these are the same settings about which I have just told you. You can make these settings as per your requirement completely. But right now, I am going to leave all these fields blank, and it will take the default value automatically. So that is why, since it is not mandatory, I am leaving it blank. Now finally, I will click on this button, save and send test request, and you will see a nice reply will be provided via this software to me, which I am going to collect in the Google Sheet first. And you can see the text is completion, the response is received, and you will have to check your content under this choices 0 text. I am going to open this, and yes, you can see the staff is very professional and they know how to deal with the customer. Thank you so much for your kind words. We are so happy to have you as a customer. We are always striving to provide the best possible shopping experience. So we are glad to hear that you have had a positive experience with us. We hope you'll continue to shop with us in future. So did you notice that what an interesting review they have created and provide us? Basically, the OpenAI software. This is the magic. This is the power of this OpenAI software, and we are going to combine the OpenAI, basically the artificial intelligence concept and the automation concept here in this automation. Okay, so once you have this particular reply, finally we are going to collect this reply in this particular spreadsheet which I have already created. And here I am going to collect one more detail. And what is that detail? Basically it is the review only, but here in place of collecting the review directly, I am going to capture the ID of that review. So you can rename it as the ID. And why I am doing so? Because it will surely require at the time of posting the reviews as the reply. So that is why I have added one more column here. Coming back to Pabbly Connect, and here I am going to again search for the Google Sheets as an action application and an action event. Of course, add new row will be the action event. Click on connect, click on add new connection, connect with Google Sheet, provide the access of your Google Sheet account, basically your Gmail account in which you have created your Google Sheet. I have provided the same. Click on continue, and do not worry, Pabbly Connect is 100% safe, and you can see the authorization is successful and your sheet will be immediately connected with Pabbly Connect. And you can see it is asking for the spreadsheet for the sheet, and whatever the details you are able to see, these are the same details, basically the same columns of my spreadsheet. Why? My Google Sheet account, and actually the same spreadsheet is also connected here. That is why those columns are visible here. So Google My Business Reviews and Replies is my spreadsheet which have got selected automatically. Here I have just a single sheet. I am going to select the same. Now it is asking for the review ID. So again I am going to map all these fields from the above data which I do not need to copy and paste manually. Simply insert the data from the previous step, and here you can see the review name, basically the review ID. So instead of renaming it as the ID, I am going to change it as the review name, or you can say the review title, anything. Okay. And coming back to Pabbly Connect, and once you will refresh this particular sheet, you will be able to see the changes here also. And you can see the review name, the field name, the column name has been changed automatically. Let me search for that review name again. and here is the review name which I have mapped. Second thing, it is asking for the review received. Well, I have received the review via this Google My Business, which was this clothing store is really nice. Again, I'm telling you, whatever the details you will map here will be changed automatically, will be replaced automatically. You do not have to do anything manually. And this is the power of this mapping, power of this automation. Here it is asking for the reviewer name, which is Henry Quest. Let me map the same. Here is the reviewer display name. Reply to the review. Well, I have created the reply using the OpenAI software. So I will find that particular reply from here. Choice 0 text. The staff is very professional. And for now, I am going to leave this particular field blank. Click on save and send test request. And you will see the response will be received and the data will be added to the Google Sheet. Okay. And yes, the same data has been added automatically here. Let me correct the formatting of this particular sheet. All right, and yeah, everything is looking nice or not. Let me correct the same. All right, and I hope you are able to read all the things very clearly. And this is how now onwards, whenever you will receive a review from the Google My Business, firstly it is going to generate a random reply, a unique reply for that particular review, and then it will be automatically collected to the Google Sheet. Now here is the another twist. Now, before I post these replies to Google My Business profile, firstly, I would like to review each and every content. If I am satisfied with the content, I will write it here, approve or disapprove. If the content is approved, then only in that case only the content will be posted automatically. And if I will type here the disapprove, the automation will stop working and this particular review will not be posted automatically. And instead of writing this approve and disapprove, I will take these two values in the drop down so that I do not have to manually write it every time. Okay, approve and disapprove. And you will see in this particular column, you will start finding both the values. And since I am satisfied with this particular content, so that is why currently I am going to approve this content. Now, whenever I am going to approve the content, what will be the next step? What should happen next? So come back to Pabbly Connect, and the first step of our automation, basically the part 1 of our automation is actually done. Now I am going to create the part 2 of my automation. So okay, so firstly I am going to rename it as the part 1. Click on enter and go back to the dashboard. And go back to dashboard, and we are going to create another workflow in order to post these replies automatically. So click on this blue button, create workflow once again and provide a random name. I am providing auto reply to Google My Business Reviews part 2. And we are going to create one more workflow in order to post these replies to the Google My Business profile. All right, and in the trigger application, I am going to select the Google Sheet which I have created here, and I will collect the response in Pabbly Connect. So search for Google Sheets here, and then trigger event new or updated spreadsheet row, and you can see a webhook URL and few set of instructions are visible here. You need to copy this webhook URL in order to connect your Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. Come back to your Google Sheet, click on this extension, click on add-on, click on get add-ons, and here we will search for the Pabbly Connect webhooks. Search for the same and you will find this add-on. You will have to install this add-on in your account. I have already installed it. It is already installed in my account. So for now, I'm going to close it. Again, click on this extension and you will find your add-on here. Click on Pabbly Connect webhooks, initial setup, and you will find two fields here. So we are going to copy this webhook URL and paste the same under this section, and it is asking for the trigger column. Well, trigger column is the column via which you would like to trigger this particular automation. Read the instructions. The trigger column will be your final data entry column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. In my case, I want to keep my trigger column as this E column because I want as soon as I provide the approve or disapprove instruction, this automation should trigger. Basically this data should get sent. So that is why here I will write it as E and click on send test, and you will see the data of this particular row will be sent to Pabbly Connect. Yes, the test data sent successfully. This is the review name, this is the final review which we have received, and further details are also here. Click on submit and close this particular section. Come back to Pabbly Connect. Well, again, let me tell you one more important thing. Once you have installed the settings, you have installed this particular add-on, make sure you also enable this send on event in your Google Sheet. What does that mean? That means now onwards, whenever a new data will arrive here, it will be sent automatically. Okay. Coming back to Pabbly Connect, and here you will see the response is received, yes, and here are the details. Here is the trigger column, the spreadsheet name is here, the spreadsheet ID, the sheet name, sheet ID, row index, and the reviewer name, the reviewer received, review name, reply to the review, and finally the approve disapprove column. Once you have captured this data, we are going to finally send this data to Google My Business profile. But before that, I am going to apply a condition here. What is that condition and how I am going to use it? With the help of filter, I am going to provide that condition that whenever if the value provided in this particular column is approved, then only in that case only this automation should proceed. Otherwise, stop this automation. And I am going to define the same condition with the help of filters, which is a nice feature of Pabbly Connect. Now, where is that column? Okay, this is the column. Whenever this particular column has the value of approve, okay, whenever this particular column is equal to approve, save and send test request, the condition is going to be true because we actually have the same value only in our column. That is why this condition is true. But let's say someone has disapproved this content from your team because this content is not satisfactory. In that case, this automation will stop here only. Okay, moving further now, whenever this condition is true, what should be the next step? Well, it should directly post the reply of the reviews via the Google My Business application. Okay, so I'm going to search for the same, and in the action event, I will select create reply. Click on connect, click on, well, this time I am going to select the existing connections because I have already connected my account with the Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to use the recent connections, and you can see my account is connected. Now it is asking for the review name and your reply. So select a review from here or map the review ID returned on the Google My Business accounts trigger. You need to map the review ID here from the trigger, which has the value like accounts, location, reviews. So basically it is asking for this particular value. Remember, I have already collected this value in my spreadsheet, and here you can see the account is here, the location is here, and the review is here, and it is asking for the same. But instead of selecting this particular review from the drop down, I am going to map it, because if I will select it from the drop down, it will remain same, but I want to change this value every time a new review is arrived here. So that is why I am going to enable this mapping, remove the existing value, and here I will map which particular review, the review which I have just received from the Google Sheet, and here you can see this is the review name. Okay, so map it successfully, and finally it is asking the reply, basically your reply which you would like to post. So here I am going to again map the reply which I have generated via OpenAI. Okay, this is the final reply. Clicking on save and send test request, and you will see the response will be received, and yes, we have the response. Going back to my Google My Business page and going to refresh here to see whether the reply has been posted automatically. And yes, you can see the same review has been posted. Basically, the same reply of the review has been posted, which we have generated via OpenAI and which we have collected in our Google Sheet. The staff is very professional and they know how to deal with the customer, and yes, it is the same reply. So this is how now onwards, whenever you will receive a new review on your Google My Business profile, the reply will be generated automatically and the reply will be posted automatically. You do not have to do anything manually. Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend, and this is just a one-time process. You have to create this automation only once and everything will be done automatically. In case you want the access of these two workflows, basically the part 1 and part 2 of this automation, I am going to attach the shareable link of these workflows into my description box, from where you can directly clone these two workflows into your Pabbly Connect account, that too for.
In this video, we are going to see how to auto-generate articles using artificial intelligence. So let's say you have got certain titles which are the part of your Google Sheet or any other spreadsheet. And every time a new title is added there, you want that with that title, automatically an article should be generated. The same can be done using OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence and deployment company and helps you efficiently in creating content. And then you want that a document should be created and under the name of the same title, and this particular information, the article that you have just received, should become a part of that document. How can you do this? So for this, you will have to integrate these three applications, and the same can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here, your trigger application would be Google Sheets and your action applications would be OpenAI and Google Doc. Now, how can you set up this entire thing and integrate the applications and automate the entire process? To understand that, let me take you to my screen. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to auto-generate articles using artificial intelligence, and here we are using OpenAI. So let's say that I have this Google Sheet, the name is OpenAI Articles. So I have got certain titles and the release date. Every time the sheet is updated with a new title for a different article, automatically my objective is that a document should be created under the same name and then an article should be a part of it. So let me show you the Google Doc. So this is my document, and here you can see that automatically the entire article has been captured. Now how can you do this? To understand this, let's begin. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. Now here on the right hand side, we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you already have an account, simply sign in. If you do not have an account with us, sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So let's click on sign in, and now here we have reached the all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. As we do that, here we have reached the dashboard of this application. Here on the right hand side, you can see a tab, Create Workflow. Let's click on this, and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Now here my objective is to auto-generate articles using artificial intelligence. So this is how I'm going to name my workflow. Let's click on Create. As we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two very important events. One is trigger and another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, and action is do this. Basically, action is the response of our trigger. Now here, the application that we are going to choose is Google Sheets. Why? Because as I had shown you, I have got different titles there with which I have to create articles. So here it would be new or updated spreadsheet row. This trigger event is the event that will make my workflow start. Now here you can see that we have received a webhook URL. This URL is going to act as a bridge for connecting the two applications, Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect, so that Pabbly Connect can have access to the information which is there on Google Sheets. Now, how am I supposed to set up this connection? To understand that, first I'm going to copy this, and now I'm going to take you to the sheet that I have created. This is the Google Sheet that I have created. It is OpenAI Articles. It has got two column fields, titles for articles and release date. You can see the sheet name as Sheet 1. Now, to set up the connection, we are going to go to Extensions, and then we are going to go to Add-ons, Get Add-ons. As soon as we are here, we have reached Google Workspace Marketplace. Here we have to look for the application Pabbly Connect webhooks. Let's click on this. And you can see that this particular application is already installed on my system. So make sure that it is there. Once done, let's close this window, go back to extensions, and you would be able to find Pabbly Connect webhooks here. So once you're here, you'll go to initial setup. Now here you can see that it has automatically captured the name of the sheet. And here I'm going to paste the URL that we have just copied, and now the trigger column. So this trigger column is the final data column on which the data is added. Here you can see in this particular sheet it is B. So I have written B. Let's click on send test, and here you can see that the data has been sent successfully. Now let's click on submit, and I'm going to close this. Go to extensions, again go to Pabbly Connect webhooks, and make sure that you have checked on send on event. So once this is done, let's go back to Pabbly Connect, and as I scroll down here you can see that we have received the response. We have received the column titles for articles. This is your title, then the release date, spreadsheet name, spreadsheet ID. So once you have received this, now my next objective is with this article, with this title, an article should be created through OpenAI. So now I'm going to choose my next application as OpenAI. Let's click on this. The action event here is to generate content. Let's click on connect. Here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account. To set up this connection, I'm going to click on add new connection. I have already logged into my OpenAI account, and here I have to provide the token. How will we get this token? We have to go to this hyperlink. As we click on this, here you can see that this is the secret key, basically token. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect, paste it over here and save. So once done, here Pabbly Connect is connected with OpenAI. And now we have to fill in the information, select AI model, prompt, maximum token, select sampling time, etc. To understand the information that we need here, first I'm going to take you to my OpenAI page. This is my OpenAI website. You can reach here by typing openai.com. OpenAI is a well-known application for the creation of the GPT-3 model, which is a powerful deep learning model available for producing human-like texts. So here I'm going to go to API, and then I'm going to click on login. So here we are. It is a very special application as it is not restricted to one particular use case. It provides a general purpose interface so the user can try any task in the English language. Here we are going to go to playground, and now I'm going to show you some magic here. So what if I write an article on the title, and here I'm writing the title is Life is a Bouquet of Roses, and I want that an article should be written on this particular title. I click on submit. So here you can see that it has automatically started to write an article which is exactly like human text. Now this is definitely interesting. The length of the article depends on the tokens that you have selected. To understand this, I'm going to take you to the settings part. So here we have got the mode, then we have got the model. Again here we have selected text relevancy 002. Why? Because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. And then the temperature. Temperature basically controls randomness. As the temperature approaches 0, the model will become deterministic and repetitive. So if you do not want repetition, you have to go towards 1. The maximum length. Now here it has given me a short article because I have selected the maximum length of my article as 256 tokens. You can change it and you can move up to 4,000 tokens. Then the stop sequence, this is very important. Stop sequence is where the API will stop generating further tokens. So you have to put a stop sequence. Let's say that it is /# and I'm going to click on add. Now this is top P, then we have frequency penalty, which decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line, and then we have presence penalty, which increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. These are the default settings. I'm going to go ahead with the same. Best of, again it generates multiple completion server side and displays only the best. So you can go up to 10. Here I'm going to go for top 3. And once done, I'm also going to show you one very important thing, which is view code. Let's click on this. Here you can see this is the prompt. Prompt is basically anything which is written before the response that we have received after we click on submit. So this is basically your prompt. Now that we have understood this entire thing, going back to Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to write the prompt, which is write an article on the title, and then my title here is, I'm going to map this information. Mapping means that I already have this information through the previous steps. Now I'm just going to retrieve it. So going here, this is the title for the article. Let's click on this. Once done, maximum tokens. So here we can say that I wish to have maximum tokens as 300. So going back here, I'm going to write 300. Now the sampling type. So I'm going to go for temperature sampling. We have two options, temperature and nucleus sampling. Then the sampling value. So this sampling value, presence penalty and frequency penalty. If you do not write anything, it will take the default value, which is 0.70 and 0. I'm going to go ahead with this. And the stop sequence that we had selected there was // hashtag. And now best of 3. Let's click on save and send test request. As soon as we do that, here we can see that we have received the API response, and this is the text, basically my article. So here you have all the 6 reasons, and this is wonderful, right? Now what is my next objective? That a document should be created. So my next application is Google Docs. Let's go here, and the action event would be, first I wish to create a blank document. Let's click on connect. And again, I'm going to go to add new connection, as Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Docs account. Let's click on connect with Google Docs. I have already logged in. Let's click on the account that we have to choose. And here we have to click on continue to provide the authorization success. So here you can see that the authorization has been successful. Now the document name. So here I wish to create a document under the name of the title of my article. So going back to step 1, this is the article's title. Now let's click on save and send test request. As soon as we have done that, here we have received the API response, and here you can see that this is the title. And if I take you down, here you can see that we also have received the document ID. Now I'm going to add another action step and going to choose the same application, which is Google Docs. Once selected, my objective this time is to append a paragraph to a document. Let's click on connect, and I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection here. Once done, here I'm going to toggle this towards the right so that I can map the information, delete this, and here I have to map the document ID that we have just received. So let's go to step 3, and here I'm going to go down, and this is my document ID at last. Now the inserted text. So what text do I want? So first I want the title, for which I'm going to go to step 1, and then once my title is there, then I wish to have the text that I have just received through OpenAI. So let's click on OpenAI, go to text, and once done, I'm going to click on save and send test request. Here you can see that this is a document ID, and it is saying that the process is a success. Now this entire process is a success or not, to understand that, let me take you to the Google Docs. I'm going to refresh this page once. As soon as I do that, here you can see that this document with the name of the title has been created. Let's click on this. And as soon as I do that, here you can see that the entire article is right in front of you, which basically means that this entire process is a success. Now we also need to check it in real time. For that, I'm going to take you back to Google Sheets. And here I'm going to write another title, which is Success is Not a Game of Chance. So this is the article's name. So once written, what is the release date? Let's say it is 12/10/2022. Now, as soon as this new information is a part of my Google Sheet, what should happen? First of all, a document should be created and then an article should become a part of it. So going back to documents, and here you can see that a document has been created under the name Success is Not a Game of Chance, and as I click on this is my article. Now, isn't that fantabulous? So basically this means that this entire integration process is a success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand exactly what we have done. So here my first application was Google Sheet, the trigger application, and the event was new or updated spreadsheet row. Then my action application was OpenAI, where I had selected generate content. And finally, my action application was Google Docs, where first I had created a blank document and then I had appended a paragraph to a document. I hope this is very much clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the same workflow that we have worked on. It is there in the description box. You can clone the same and process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any suggestion or advice, you can always write to us.
In this video, we are going to see how to auto-generate document summary using OpenAI. So let's say that you have got some content on your Google Sheet like a paragraph and you want that it should be summarized and then saved to Google document after creation of a new document. Now, how can you do that? For this, you will have to integrate the three applications, Google Sheets with OpenAI and Google Document. And the same can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here, your trigger application would be Google Sheet, your action applications would be OpenAI and Google Docs. Now, how can you do this yourself, integrate and automate this entire process? To understand that, let me take you to my screen.
To begin with the video, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, it will take us to the landing page of this software. Now here on the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. Sign in if you already are a user and just sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes if you do not have an account with us. Remember that at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. Now since I already am a user here, I'm going to click on sign. Here we have reached the all apps page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. Once done, we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab, create workflow. Let's click on this and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Now my objective is that I have got some titles along with some paragraphs on my Google Sheets. So I want to summarize them with the help of OpenAI application. So I'm going to name it as Google Sheets OpenAI and then I want to save it on Google Doc. So this is my integration. These are the 3 steps. Let's click on create. So once done, now my trigger application here would be, here we have reached another window which has got 2 very important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those 2 principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens and action is do this. Basically, action is the response of what happens here in trigger. So here my trigger application would be Google Sheets. Let's click on this. Now the trigger event is the event that will make this workflow start. This will be new or updated spreadsheet row. Now here you have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge in connecting Pabbly Connect and Google Sheets. I'm going to copy this and now I'm going to show you how you can connect. So this is my Google Sheet and here in order to connect this with Pabbly Connect, I'm going to go to extensions and then go to add-ons and then get add-ons. As soon as I do that, here we have reached Google Workspace Marketplace. Here we are supposed to look for the application Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Let's click on this. You can see that it has already been installed on my system. If it is not there installed on your system, please do that. Again, it will not take more than 2 minutes. Once done, close this and now again when you click on extensions, you would be able to find Pabbly Connect Webhooks here. Then go to initial setup. Always remember the send on event should be checked. So initial setup. Once we are here, you can see that it has automatically captured the name of the sheet. Now I'm going to delete this and paste the webhook URL that we have copied. And then the trigger column. The trigger column is the final data column on. So this is B column for us. It has already been captured here. Let's click on send test. As soon as we do that, here you can see that the test data has been sent successfully. Now I'm going to click on submit to receive the API response. Once done, let's go back to Pabbly Connect, and here you can see that the API response has been received. Paragraph title, content, the name of the spreadsheet, ID, etc. My next objective is that I'm going to create the summary of this. So OpenAI is the application. Let's click on this. Action event would be generate content. Click on connect. Now here Pabbly Connect is again asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account. So I'm going to click on add new connection, and here we need a token to set up this connection. Let's go to OpenAI API keys page. So this is the hyperlink to receive the token. I have already logged into my OpenAI account. So let's click on this hyperlink. And here you can see that this is the API key. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here and save to set up this connection. So once done, here you can see it is asking me for the AI model, prompt, maximum tokens, sampling type, etc. So to understand this, I'm going to take you to my OpenAI website. So this is the website. You can reach here by writing openai.com, and then you have to go to API. Here, this is an extremely intelligent and very interesting application where you can create powerful models, and this definitely helps you a lot in content creation. So I'm going to log in. Once logged in, here we have reached the dashboard. You can see certain tutorials and examples to understand the application better. We have to go to playground. Once we are here, I'm going to show you some magic. Write the summary of the paragraph. Okay, and here we have the paragraph. So this is our paragraph. This is the title. Now I have given it an instruction, write the summary of the paragraph, and I'm going to click on submit. As soon as we have done that, here you can see that it has provided us a 2-line summary for this entire paragraph. This can definitely save a lot of time. And now I'm going to throw some light on the settings. Here we can see we have got different modes, and then we have the model. Here we have selected Text DaVinci 002. Why? Because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. Once that is done, we have temperature. Temperature controls randomness. So if you select 0, it means that your content will be repetitive, and if you go towards 1, it will be random. So 0.7 is the default value. Then we have the maximum length. Now, even if I have to write a summary or a blog or a reply to the comments, you have to select the length of your content. Basically, it can be anywhere from 0 to 4000. Then we have the stop sequence. This is very important, as once you have applied this, the API will stop generating further tokens. Let me write it as ###. So you can create your own. Once this is done, then we have top P, then we have frequency penalty, which decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line, and presence penalty, it increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. Again, this can go from 0 to 1. So let me make it 1 over here. Then the best of, again here you can generate multiple completion server side, and it only displays the best. So you can go from 0 to 10, and here I'm going for 3, best of 3. Now once this is done, I'm also going to show you this view code where you will understand what is prompt, because this will be asked later. Prompt is anything that you write before you click on submit. So now here our prompt will be this entire thing. Once we have understood this, now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and map this data. Mapping means that we have this information already, we are just going to retrieve it here. So the AI model has already been selected. Now the prompt here, so let me say that I want to write a summary of the paragraph, right? I'm going to give the title, then I'm going to click enter. Again, I'm going to go here and click on content. So this is the paragraph, and I wish to have a summary for this, right? So once this is done, maximum token. So let me make it 150. Now once that is done, here we have to select the sampling type. So we have selected temperature sampling. We had two options here, temperature sampling and nucleus sampling. And then as we come down, the sampling value. So there is a default value 0.7. You wish you can always change it. I'm going to let it be 0.7. Once this is done, the presence penalty, so it can be anywhere between 0 and 1. I'm going to make it 1, and then the stop sequence is double backslash double hashtag. Then we have the best of, so we have chosen 3, and now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So as soon as we do that, here we can see that we have received our summary. So this is our summary for around 150 words. Once this is done, now what do we want? That this summary along with the paragraph should now be a part of our Google document. So I'm going to select my next application as Google Docs. And now first I will have to create a document. So I'm going to click on create a blank document and click on connect. Here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Docs account. So let's click on add new connection and connect with Google Docs. Once this is done, I'm going to choose the account and then click on continue to provide it the access. And here you can see that the authorization has been successful. So once this is done, let's come down and here we have to map the document name. Here I wish to create a document with the same name as that of my paragraph. So I'm going to click on this, go to step 1 and select this title. Let's click on save and send test request. So once this is done, here you can see that we have got our document created. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to show you the document that we have just created. And here it is, importance of water conservation. Now I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect. So here we have received the response, and if I take you down, here we have also received the document ID. This is very important so that we can later map this. Now I'm going to add another action step, and here I'm going to choose the same application, Google Docs, and this time the event here is to append a paragraph to a document. Let's click on this, click on connect. As soon as this is done, I'm going to click on save to go with the existing connection. And here we have the document. Again, I'm going to first toggle this towards right so that I can map the information. I'm going to delete this. And then here I'm going to go to the third step and look for the document ID. So here it is. Let's click on this. Once done. Now what is the text that you wish to get inserted here? So first I wish to add the title. So I'm going to go here and then I wish to add the summary that I've just received. And here is the summary. So once this is done, let's click on save and send test request. And here you can see I'm going to take you to my Google Docs. Again, I'm going to first refresh this page, go to this document. And here you can see that I have got the title and I have got the summary as well. This basically means that this entire integration process is a success. But now we also have to check it in real time. So let's go back to our Google Sheet, which is here, and now I'm going to cross. So here we have added another paragraph title and the content. And now what do I want? As soon as this is a part of the sheet, what should happen? Automatically summary should be created and then the summary along with the title should become a part of the Google document. Let's check our Google document. So here you can see that success and hard work with this topic, a document has been created. Here we have the summary, which basically means that this entire integration process is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and understand the entire process, what we have done, so that you have a clear understanding of the same. So here our trigger application was Google Sheets, where we had different titles along with the paragraphs. And the event that we had chosen was new or updated spreadsheet row. Then our next action application was OpenAI, where we had generated content in the form of a summary. Then the next action application was Google Docs. First we had created a blank document and then we had appended the value, basically the paragraph to the document. And that is it. I hope this is very much clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the same workflow. It is given in the description box. Also, you can copy the same, clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any other advice or suggestion, you can always write to us.
In this video, we are going to see how to write emails from subject line using OpenAI. So let's say that you have got different subject lines in Airtable. You are just trying to make your work easier. And every time there is a new record added, as in a new title is there, a subject line is there, you want that with the help of OpenAI, An email should be created on the basis of that subject line, and then it should be sent to the admin so that then he can send it to the employees or clients, etc. How can this happen? For this, you will have to have some integration between these three applications, and the same can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here your trigger application would be Airtable and your action applications would be OpenAI and Gmail. Now, how can you do this? Automate, integrate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen.
To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we are at the landing page of this software. Now here on the right hand side we can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you already have an account with us, simply sign in, and if you are a new user, then you will have to click on the sign up tab. It won't take more than 2 minutes. You would be able to create your account, and also at the time of account creation you will get 100 free tasks. Now since I'm already a user here, I'll simply click on sign in, and here we have reached the all apps page. We are going to click on access now for Pabbly Connect, and here we have reached the dashboard. On the right hand side you can see a tab, create workflow. Let's click on this, and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Here my objective is that with some subject lines that are already there in my spreadsheet, I wish to create email content and then I wish to mail it to the person. So my integration will have Airtable, so I'm using this as a spreadsheet, OpenAI to create the content, and Gmail integration. So this is how I'm going to name my workflow. Let's click on create. As we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two very important events, trigger and action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens and action is do this. So action here is the response of your trigger. Now I wish that the subject lines that I have in my spreadsheet, with that content should be created. So my trigger application would be Airtable and my action application would be OpenAI to create content. So here I'm going to search for Airtable. Here it is. And now comes the trigger event. This is the event that will make this workflow start. And I'm going to choose new record. Now let's click on connect. As soon as we do that, here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Airtable account, and to set up this connection we are going to click on add new connection, and we need a token. To receive this token we are going to go to the account section of Airtable. I have already logged into my Airtable account. Let's click on this hyperlink, and here this is the account overview of Airtable. If I come down, this is my API key which is going to be used as a token here. Let's click on this and copy, save. So once done, here you can see it is asking me for base, table and trigger field. To understand what is this, I'm going to take you to my Airtable account once again, and here you can see this is the dashboard. These are the different workspaces, and within this Pabbly Connect workspace again you have got different bases. These are actually tables. So here I already have created a base, OpenAI responses. Let me open this and show you. So here you can see that the name is OpenAI responses and the name of the table is content Gmail. Then here I have this column field, subject line. So one is leave request for brother's marriage, another one is salary revise. You can have multiple. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this icon. Here I'm going to name the field as created, and then I'm going to look for a field which is created time. Here it is. Let's click on this. Now here this means that every time data is added, it will show exactly the date and time of that record. Now I'm going to click on create field. As soon as I've done that, it is showing me the time and date. Now I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect, and here I have to provide this information. The base here is OpenAI responses. Let's click on this. Now the table here, content Gmail, since there was only one table, it has already been captured by the system. And here you can see the trigger field has been captured, which is created. Remember that this field that we have just created is extremely necessary. If you do not have a created field in your table schema, your workflow will not work correctly. So make sure that you have to create this, and I've already shown you how to create. Now let's click on save and send test request. See, as soon as we have done that, here we have received the last data that we have entered in the table. So this is salary revised, and here we have the created time. Now what do I want? That with this subject line, content should be generated for my email. So I'm going to choose my action application as OpenAI. This is an extremely interesting application. And now the action event would be to generate content. Let's click on connect. Here again Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account. I'm going to click on add new connection. I have already logged into my OpenAI account, and here it is asking me for the token. So to understand what is this token, we have to click on this hyperlink. Let's click on this. And here you can see this is the API key. I'm going to quickly copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and just paste it over here. Click on save to set up this connection. And now here you can see that Pabbly Connect is connected with OpenAI. Now here we have to select the model, then prompt, maximum tokens to understand what are these things. Now I'm going to take you to my OpenAI account. So this is the OpenAI website. You can reach here by typing openai.com, and then you have to click on API. Once you're here, you have to click on login and log in with your credentials. Once you have logged in, you will reach this particular page, which has got certain tutorials, examples. OpenAI is an extremely interesting application. It is an artificial intelligence and deployment company which really helps us a lot for content creation. So automatically it can generate content. So now I'm going to go to playground here. Once we are here, I'm going to show you some magic. So if I say that write a blog on the title, and let's say the title is Life is Beautiful. Okay, as soon as I do this and I click on submit, here you can see that it has automatically started generating content. Now, isn't that amazing? Now, this particular content that it has generated, the length of this content can always be customized. How? There is this option maximum length. So you can select from 100 to 4,000 tokens. Now I'm going to throw some light on the setting part. So these are the various modes, and here is the model. So we are always going to select text the Vinci 002. Why? Because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. It can perform any task that other GPT-3 models can. The next is temperature. Remember that it controls randomness. So if this temperature number is 0, then it will become really repetitive, your content, and if it goes towards 1, then it will become really random. So it controls randomness. 0.7 is the default value. Then you have the maximum length. As I just told you that the maximum number of tokens generated can be 4,000. Stop sequence. Now this is important to make sure that your API stop generating further tokens. So here let's say the sequence is / and double hashtag. You can create your own. Let's click on add. Now we have top P, then the frequency penalty. Now frequency penalty decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim, and the presence penalty, it increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. So you can have it from 0 to 1. Let's say I'm making it 1. And then you have the best of. So this generates multiple completions server side and displays only the best. So if you wish to have the best of 4, 5, 6 up to 10, you can always do that. Here I'm going to select 3. So once done, we are done over here. Also, I'm going to show you something which is view code. Let's click on this. Understand that this is our prompt because this would be asked. So your prompt is actually anything which is written before the blog or before the content that you receive. I hope you have understood this. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here we are going to map the data. Mapping means that I already have this information and I'm just going to retrieve it. So the model has already been selected. Now the prompt, as I just told you, let's say the prompt is write email content as per the subject line. Okay, and my subject line here is, now I'm going to map this data, go to Airtable, and this is my subject line, right? Next is maximum tokens. So here I wish to write an email. I do not want it to be really lengthy. So let's say it is 256 tokens.
Then the sampling type, we already know that we want random data every time. So temperature sampling, you have got two options, nucleus sampling and temperature sampling. Then the sampling value, I have already told you that it can be anything between 0 to 1 and the default value is 0.7. I'm going to write this. Then we have the presence penalty. So even if you do not fill this, it will take the default value. Here I have selected it as 1. Again, the frequency penalty was selected as 1 and the stop sequence was \##. And it was best of 3. Once done, let's click on save and send test request. So once done, here we have received the API response and here you can see the email. It is exactly in an email format as well. Hi, and there can be an employee name. We regret to inform you that your salary has been revised. Your new salary will be this much amount per month, effective immediately. We understand that this may be disappointing news and we appreciate all that you're doing for the company. Thank you for your continued dedication and hard work. Now, doesn't that make your work really easy? So once we have received the content, now what is my objective? My objective is to send an email. So here I am going to select my next application as Gmail. And the action event would be to send email. Let's click on connect. Again, Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Gmail account. Let's click on add new connection, connect with Gmail. And I'm going to select the account through which I wish to share the mail. So once done, I've already logged into my account. I'm going to provide it the authorization by clicking on continue, and here you can see that the authorization has been successful. Here we have to provide the recipient's email address. Now this content generation that I'm doing is for my help. So I am going to provide a static email address which is going to be like that, like all the emails which would be created would be sent to the admin. So here, let's say the email address is, here is the email address and then the sender's name. So let's say the sender's name is Pabbly Connect. Then we have the email subject. So the email subject here is email content, right? This is the email subject. Then if I come down, the email type is plain. Email content is again required here. So subject we have written, now the email content. So this email content would be, I want to have the subject line and then the content. So this is my subject line. Then I'm going to press enter and here is my content. So once we have done this, now I'm going to go down and just click on save and send test request. If you have any attachment, you can always attach. And here it is saying that the result is showing that the mail has been sent. So now I'm going to take you to my email and show if we have received the mail. So let's just refresh this page once. And here you can see that yes, you have received an email through Pabbly Connect, salary revised, and this is your email content. This basically means this integration process is a success, but now we also need to check it in real. So I'm going to go back to Airtable and here I'm going to put another subject line. Let's say new leave policy. Okay, so this is my new subject line, and the moment I write this, automatically an email should be shared along with the content. So I press on enter, right? And now I'm going to go back to my email account, refresh this page, and here you can see that I haven't actually received the mail. Why? To understand that, I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect, and if I take you up, here you can see that this trigger will check for new data in every 10 minutes, which basically means that our trigger application has a polling time of 10 minutes. So after every 10 minutes only this workflow will work. So it will keep on checking for new data after 10 minutes. So let's wait. And do not worry if you do not receive your result instantly. Just have some patience, wait for 10 to 15 minutes. You will certainly receive your response. So it's been 10 minutes and now I'm going to take you back to my email address, and yes, here you can see that we have received another email. This time it is about new leave policy, and here we have the data. We are excited to announce a new leave policy which will go into effect next month. This policy is designed to give employees more flexibility and choice when it comes to taking time off. Here are the details.
Isn't that fantabulous? Exactly. So going back to Pabbly Connect, let's understand exactly the process. So our trigger application here was Airtable, where the event was new record. Then our next action application was OpenAI, where our event was to generate content. And finally, the action was Gmail, where our event was sent email. I hope that you are through with this. If you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow. The same workflow that we have worked on is there in the description box. You can clone the same and even process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any other suggestion or advice for us, you can always write to us.
I hope this was helpful. To watch more such videos, you can always subscribe to our channel, which is there on YouTube. If you have any queries, you can write to us at forum.pabbly.com, and if you want to know our pricing plans, then you can visit us at this particular site. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe if you have liked this video.